We are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hold your power.
Decided to go into pre-law, then journalism, and with no academic focus, my grades took off in their own direction. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. I didn't quit. I prayed. I prayed. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break.
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for showing up today. Today is June the 9th, 2021. You guys, we were still showing the Hold Your Power commercial because tomorrow is the big giveaway. Last night or early this morning, whatever you want to say, at 12 a.m. was the deadline to be entered in the giveaway. So we're going to be doing it tomorrow, you guys, unless you guys think that the time is not good. And we all that's in here right now be in agreement. 5 o'clock tomorrow is good. Or what do you guys think? I need to know because the majority rules. Thank you, Sonia Watts, for the super chat. She says, pray family and hold your power. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. That's Sonia Watts. She is in the building. Thank you for the super chat. She says, you know which one I want you to play. Let me find it. Because, here we go. All right. I'm okay. You guys know that we were having technical difficulties. That's why I didn't go out of town. We just found one file. But you know what? It is a good file. We've been looking for it for 2-3 days. We just found it like It's no longer than 20 minutes ago. I've been having people helping me, and we're just trying to find stuff. I mean, some of the things we can do without, but our themes and things of that nature, our super chat and things. That's why you haven't seen at the end where I'm showing you guys your names and stuff, because everything was wiped out. And so we just can't get it. We can't find it. It's somewhere up in the cloud somewhere. And, so anyway, it's no big deal, but we got it together. We got some of it together. We're still looking red on here, but it's okay. It's better than nothing. I don't know. It's okay. It'll work. How's everybody doing? Hey, family, I miss you guys. We were going over the names that is in the Hold Your Power giveaway. I want you guys to know I got all the names already. We're done. Hey, LaKendra, thank you. She says, you are truly the best. You're the best. LaKendra said, you're the best. Pooh Bear says that all the time. He said, Grandma, you're the best. And he had me pumped up. I'd be like, okay, what else? You need some Doritos? What else you need? He said, you're the best. I give him some, let me share this with you guys real quick. We went to Sonic's and they got the crinkle fries, the crinkle fries. And he always usually get fries from McDonald's, which is the long stringy fries or the shoestring fries, whatever you want to call them. But he got the crinkle fries and he was like chomping them. And I said, you like it? Good job. Hey, that boy tells me I'm doing a good job. So I got to be doing something right. I guess I am. Okay, Joe O'Sullivan says, love and light to you, SP. Keep up the amazing work you are doing. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. And thank you, LaKendra McCray. She says, you are truly the best. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Oh. You guys, you know what? I get so happy when we get ready to do these giveaways. And if you don't know, right after we do the giveaway tomorrow, we're already kicking off into our Christmas in July, and that's going to be July the 25th. You guys, we're going to do it 6 straight months right after December the 25th. So we decided July the 25th. But I am excited to do this. I am so excited. And we almost met our goal. We needed 15 more people over there. But, I mean, we still going to be shouting out, Hold Your Power. We're still going to be shouting out TeNika, Shenette, the plus-size doll, because that is, when they become part of our family, we don't just be like, oh. But usually, I want you guys to know, when we have a new sponsor, we have to give them full attention. And then you'll start seeing, Trazy.com, you'll start seeing that commercial, because we don't leave our sponsors. They may leave us, but we don't leave them. You feel what I'm saying? Because once you make an ally with someone, you just keep that. And we have the rights to the commercial, and we don't mind keep helping the growth continuing to go on and sharing, because it is a good channel. All of these that we're bringing to you, we do believe in them. If we don't believe in them, we stop them immediately and you don't see them anymore. So if you're wondering where a commercial went to, we stopped it because we either seen something that we just don't want to be a part of, or, it got different, because people grow and they change, and we're like, hey, hold up, let's stop. But normally we'll continue, but it's okay. And I want the mods to know it's okay to put the other channels in the chat as we go. You can put in there TeNika, Shenette. You can put Trazy, because Trazy is our first sponsor, and we're going to always honor that. It's almost like your first dollar when you're making, you're doing a business or something. You always remember that, and you just thank God that that person and that company or that sponsor, help you grow. And they did, because now we know how to do commercials. We know how to add them in, take them out. We know how to do all of that. And that's what it's all about, growth. So I want to thank everybody for showing up today. And if you don't know, if you did not get in the drawing, you guys, it is too late. 12 o'clock midnight was the deadline. But she's going to be giving away 4 $25 gift certificates, 7 Hold Your Power shirts, 4 Hold Your Power cups, a $50 gift certificate, and then one person will win a $50 gift certificate, a $25 gift certificate, a Hold Your Power cup, a Hold Your Power shirt, all by themselves. And then we're also going to be giving away tomorrow in the Hold Your Power giveaway is Coach Purse, worth $250, and a zebra scent fragrance. It's called Pink Zebra for your home, and fingernail, it's a fingernail wrap. And I haven't had my nails done in forever, so I won't even show you my nail. But I'm also going to give another gift away. It's not big. It was just something that I seen when going through the names and stuff that I appreciate. And I wanted to recognize somebody that I seen. So I want you guys to know, I want to appreciate this person in front of everybody, whether they win something or not. I want to say, I appreciate you doing everything that you did, because as we come together. We're numbers. Our numbers make a difference. Okay. So I wanted to appreciate somebody, because I just kept seeing the name pop up, and I'm like, they're on every comment. They're on every video. They're on everything. And that person was letting it be known that they were supporting that channel, Hold Your Power, coming to them in that way. They may like the content. They may like what they've been hearing. They may be getting help, but I want them to know I seen their name after again. I mean, on every comment, I was like, their name is only in there unless your name is in there twice. If you said, and I seen this on a couple of people, not too many. If you turned around and said, okay, let's say, for instance, Taylor says, guess what? Sonia Watts sent me. But I still know that you're part of our family. So now your name is in there again, because see, and that's how you do that. I was trying to tell you guys. And if you got 2 different emails account, use your other one. You may have Shay Bay, one name, and then you want to come in as Axelot on the other one. So now you got 2 ways to win. So if you have other accounts that you can go in there and subscribe to, do it. That's what I was telling you guys. And I always remember that, because we're as we're making these rules up, and as we're going, the rules are going to be pretty much the same that you can use. If you got 4 accounts, use all 4 accounts and get your butt in there. Okay. Anyway, you guys, let's talk about the title of this live today is Cash Gernon case, open panel today. Why no new charges, and what you think? What you think about that? Right now, either today is Wednesday, and by Friday, if there's no new charges, and see, there's no given time, but I'm looking at other cases and I'm going, this is pretty much the average time that they would say, okay, we're charging you for murder. Now, I'm not saying that it won't come down the road, or we're charging you with first degree or something, but I'm thinking, and this is what I think. I'm going to share with you guys what I think. I think, Axelot said, I don't have any other name, just my government one. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm thinking, someone told me to really look at the pictures that, and that was our family member, Huda. She says, really look at the pictures, because one person is higher than the other. And I'm like, okay, we're going to have to get those together. I'm not going to take somebody else's pictures, because I don't know if they scooted the picture down or whatever, I want to see it for what it is. And so we'll put those together and we'll be looking at it come Friday. Miss H, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. LaKendra McCray is in there. She says, you are truly the best. And then we got Joel Sullivan, love and the light to see. To USP, keep up the amazing work you are doing. Thank you. You guys, those things inspire me. They really do, because it been hard lately. And Miss H, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Anyway, you guys, I want to know, and I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. I can't say hello to everybody, but let me see some people, and let me see the family in here. We got Jane M, Florida, Zan Roland, Axelot, Lena Love, Peggy Toe, Ruby Turner's in the building. Let me see who's over here. It says we got 23. Maxine's in here. Michelle's in here. Black Queen is in here. All right. Florida, I see you. Tinky's in here. Taylor. Oga Williams. She said, hey, family, I think DB is the only one who will ever be convicted. There are other guilty, but police won't arrest them. You know what? You might be correct about that. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's we got Huda in here. She's stirring up some stuff. She says, thank you for spreading awareness. I was wondering if it could have possibly been Cameron who attempted the February kidnapping because the neighbor listened to Monica. But see, the neighbor said it was a African-American kid. He identified him when he seen his picture and said, now, this is what he said, you guys. He said, that's the same kid that came in my home, broke in my home. And that's weird to me. That's really weird to me. So anyway, let me put this on here. And if you guys want to come up, let it be known. Let me see if I can get it up here. And we'll get this party started. I don't know if it's in there. I'm trying, you guys. Hey, KCK, thank you for the super chat. I put it in there, but I don't see it. Okay, let me see here. I put it in there. There we go. KCK says, thank you for the super chat. She's got a little something she's talking about. Let's see what she's talking about. She says, hey, family, Warriors for Children, watching at pool with kids will probably have to catch replay. Okay, but thank you for the super chat. Anyway, KCK is in the building. She said, that's okay. All right. I want to read one more question. We got somebody in the building. Hold on. Becca's in here, and Becca had to say something. You guys don't be scared. Come up on the panel. Let's talk. This is the conversation room, and let's talk about this. I want to find. So what's the talk about the Mexican boy? Let me see. I was reading somebody's comment. Albrew, there are all suspects' family. I don't trust the neighbor because he dropped the charges. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, here it is. I don't know. Police in my area said that they had a suspect arrested, but used it to draw out the main suspect. The one arrested was guilty too, but sometimes they don't show their hands right away. Okay. Okay, let's see who's up on the panel. Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing good today. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Thank you for coming up and talking with us today. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Well, I've been following the story with your channel, and I'm usually in the bushes. I'm just coming out. Hi, everyone. My problem with the grandfather, and DB and the granddaughter, there's a parent of the granddaughter. Okay.
Mhm.
Don't know if that daughter, has spoken out about the children, the father. And it would seem to me that there should be some type of like a CPS, or some type of children's services that should have gotten involved in that in some kind of way. If someone is abducting a child and it went unreported and ignored, that just sounds really strange to me.
It does sound strange.
Right.
Yeah, because it has to do with a child,
Yes.
and you actually supposed to report that.
Correct. And
So
the parent of the not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but the parents of the child.
right. Why would you not? Why would you not? Report someone tried to take your child or your grandchild.
Correct. And why were you so comfortable with allowing that individual to come down and say, okay, I know this person, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Why were you so comfortable with that?
I don't know, because I can understand if somebody broke in your garage, was trying to steal a bicycle, and you gave them the benefit of the doubt and said, don't let it happen again.
Correct.
But when there's an incident where there's a child involved, you at least want to make the report so people be aware of it.
Correct. And also, don't mean to cut you off. You were he allegedly, let me say allegedly, was assaulted by DB.
Right.
Allegedly.
Exactly. Allegedly.
Yeah.
You're right.
That was just kind of weird for me. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you for listening.
Oh, you're welcome. You're going to stay up here for a while, aren't you?
I can, sure. Absolutely. I'll mute my mic.
Okay. Barbara, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm fine. Thank you. I've been thinking like she was thinking though, because we all know if somebody come in and try to take your grandbaby or take your child or whoever out of the house, and then you're going to not press charges, and then with him being an African American, they would have jumped right on that. I just don't understand how she was able to come up there and plead his case, and the grandfather was okay with it.
Right.
How do you do that? And I mean, he literally done hit you. Any place else, he would have been put up under the jailhouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And and so I did tell you guys, and I don't know a lot of people believe what I'm saying, but you will, because I'm definitely going to have my receipts, and I'm going to show you guys that corner house from where Monica and them live, it is worse than Monica's house. It's terrible. I mean, it's only but 2 houses on that block that looks so bad, but the house on the corner is terrible. And I'm wondering, is that the house that they're talking about? Because if that's the house they're talking about some more drug addicts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's terrible. When I say it looks like they got cars, I couldn't remember exactly what all is there, but trust me, I'm going to show you guys that. But I'm the way that the police is talking, they're acting like they're not talking about that house.
Okay.
But but they have not gave the address to that house. I wish that they did. If anybody got that information, what is that address to that house? We will check it out. I'll check it out real quick.
And the other thing is that a police officer is, I believe, should be a public servant, is mandated if they see
Mm-hmm.
some type of neglect or something's just not right, not only in the
Mm-hmm.
what happened down the street, but even the calls to to the neighbor. I don't want to say her name, but in that home, the living conditions of a child is
Mhm.
very vital to a child. If you, I'm not trying to go there to put something out there that I don't have any. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would think that they would be mandated to say, hey, just a welfare check. To have someone to come out and say, hey, let's take a look. Let's ask you some questions about, where are the parents, what happened and things of that later. And then after the
Mm-hmm.
fact,
Why
they're
did you
able to
got the
file a police
child?
report after the fact of, another
Mm-hmm.
child has been done. And how do we know this is not staged?
Well, right. And then you just saying something. I mean, you just saying it out the blue. But
Yes.
I mean, the person said that they had spoken to an official about the situation and let them be aware of it. And I thought, okay, then why didn't the official say you needed to make a report? You know,
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
if
Yes.
it was so important for you to go to one of your friends, I think it was the governor or the senator or something
Yes.
that you were supposed to talk to and let them be aware of what happened. Why you just didn't just go down to the police station and says, I just want this to be on the record that this happened at my home and I don't want it
Absolutely.
to happen again, or you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. Even if you
And
didn't press charges, just put this on record to make this situation aware that this happened.
Yeah.
Put it
And
on
mm-hmm.
record. Yeah.
yeah, and that way you can say, well, I don't want to press charges or anything. I just want you guys to be aware.
Correct.
This happened. I don't want it to happen again. I don't know, because
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
when a person tries
Mm-hmm.
to come in your home, they may come back
Yeah.
to finish off what they didn't complete. And now you in
Mm-hmm.
that situation again, nobody knows about it because you just said, oh, okay, Monica came down here. It's okay.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And it kind of questions the relationship between the neighbors that you
Mm-hmm.
trusted her to
Mm-hmm.
let that move
Mm-hmm.
on and not do
And,
anything about it, but attended
and,
a public meeting under that was like under the rug, for certain people to know, and then we want to speak out then.
and not only that, um, even with the way that they were saying that he was going around looking and peeping and all this stuff. So once he went in somebody's house and tried to take a child, you would think that not even after, I mean, if the grandfather didn't want to press charges, the police was supposed to step in. They're mandated. If you're not going to protect that child for whatever reason, because that child you said was picked up and he was going out the door with it, and then he hit you because you got him back, got the baby back. You don't want to press charges. Oh well, whatever that is, whatever state that is, whatever they will press charge. They supposed to press charges against him. That's how they supposed to do it. The state is supposed to press charges if he don't want to do it.
Right. And the
Because
state will,
yes,
because it's
because he's supposed to
endangering
be
the
a
child.
nuisance. That's right. He's supposed to be a nuisance. So of course they should be coming after him big time, but they didn't.
And I
Okay.
too question a motive on DB's behalf. A motive.
Mm-hmm.
I get the mental health issues, things of that nature, because you're carrying around a weapon, because you're doing the thing, the doorbell things. That does not make you a murderer. That does not make put that classification, so to speak, up on a person, just because of what they have in their hand or their normal activities or things of that nature. You've been caught on camera, doing all these different types of things. That does not make you a person that would harm another another person, period. Not even a child, just period.
Right.
Correct. Yeah. So, and I say this to say that I have a 32-year-old brother who functions on a 5th grade level. Okay. He has very high social skills, but educational wise, he's functioning on a 4th grade level. So the course, being course and on that whole deal kind of makes sense to me in so many ways. But, everyone's mental health capacity or disability is different. And most of those individuals are loving individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of believe, or my theory would be that DB got caught up in something and didn't know how to get out. And another thing I want to raise, and I'm going to keep my mouth closed, is DB's parents. His family. How do they feel about this? They are keeping quiet, which I respect. I highly respect that. But at any rate.
The mother said that he's been framed.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of can go along with that and agree.
He's being framed.
Yeah. And that's sad.
I can believe that. I mean, just look at how everything, it seemed like they decided we got to get somebody. We got to get somebody because the people's going to be in an uproar and everything. And so this person is supposed to have been done this and that. Oh, well, we might as well grab him because they said they didn't know him, but they found out he did. But he's like a scapegoat, a sacrificial lamb, somebody that they just going to put on there and put all this stuff on there. Like he had time to do all these things that he said. But I wish, oh my gosh, I wish that they would be able to communicate with that little boy, the Carter, because Carter know who was in that room. He know who told him to lay back down. He know it.
Yeah, the person told him lay down.
Lay down. Yes, he did.
So
and that was before the other guy came in the room. When he was taking that baby, that's when that happened. When he told him, that little boy looked up and moved, he told him to lay back down. So he know who the first guy was because he knew that voice. That's why he lay down.
Right.
Yeah.
And he wasn't worried about that he seen him. You know what I'm saying?
No, there was no worries. None. But it's just really odd, very odd to me.
So, I think what they're like, there's no charges right now, other than the, breaking in and entering or a burglary charge, which is probably not going to hold for that family because he lived there. And when you live there, unless you've got, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as he don't have no mail coming there. See, once they start having mail come to the house, then they say he lived there. Now, he could have been just, staying the night. But to be a resident, they have to have mail coming there.
They said, see, this is the funny thing. Monica and them are now saying that he stayed with them for 10 months.
Oh, my.
So if he stayed there for 10 months, he probably got some mail coming over there from school or whatever. So they've got, see, here's the thing. At first, they didn't really know him, but she was like, oh, he's somebody that's in the block. And he goes to school with my kids. And then one of my youngest sons is friends with him. And then it's like, we haven't seen him in a long time. And then it's like, it's been 5 days. Cameron said it's been 5 days. Now we're finding out that he was just over here the night before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So every time when they come out with something, they come back with I call it rebuttal, but an excuse.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to keep covering. Every time you tell a lie, you got to cover up that one, and then they don't remember exactly what they done said, so they got to come back with another lie. It's almost, what I don't understand is they done lied so much, and the way that the boy knew exactly how they took him out, and everybody was in that house, and then they lied about knowing them. It's almost like with the other little boy that got killed, and the lady took and killed the other little boy, and she was lying from the door.
Yep.
So it's almost like you can see that these folks are clearly lying. They are lying. I mean, man, it's crazy.
And go ahead, SB. I'm sorry.
I believe that's why that neighbor had to come out and say, oh, this happened in February to me, because right now they don't have a strong case because DB lived there. So anytime, like my kids haven't lived with me in a long time, but they still get mail. They used to live here, and sometimes they might come over, spend the night. If they came over and I called the police and said, get this child out of my house, and they'd be like, I live here, ain't nothing I can do about it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. When Cameron did the walkthrough, didn't he start off that walkthrough stating we or they, but then it ended up with he went out the door, he turned this way or something. That's why I said don't quote me. I kind of thought that in the beginning of the walkthrough he was saying they or we, but then during the end, as you see him maneuver through the house where as you see the gentleman in the background, it became he went out this way.
Well,
I got
the clip. Let's look at it.
I could be wrong.
So you're saying at first he was saying we
or they? Yes, we
or they.
Okay. It was he put it in a plural sense, but during the end, he put it as a one individual, like he came through.
Let's see.
The door is broke right here, as you can see. It doesn't have a latch on it, so we use a chain now to lock it up. And that's where he came in. He lifted the door up, and right here, as you can see, it's been kicked in or tampered with, if you would call it. And he made his way through here while we were all asleep. Quiet, I guess. I don't know why nobody heard him around here. And then Indy here. This is where the boys slept. This is where they were sleeping that night. They slept in the bed. He just came in, just stood over him, just watched him. The cameras are here, directly at the crib, watching. They just picked him up, took him back that way, carried him, carried him. Brought him back this way, and just took him back out that way. And from there,
okay.
Well, I was wrong.
Oh, Barbara, you in there twice.
Oh, okay. Let me get away.
Go forward. I was wrong. I apologize, because I thought I heard his dialogue beginning as he stated we or they.
Want me to get the other one out? Okay. So she'll get that together. Not a real tear, all fake.
Yeah.
The area, like the rooms are the door is a sliding door. Did you see that? Like it doesn't open up really big
Correct.
So, to carry a kid out the door,
Mm-hmm.
even if he opened it to the max to take the kid out like this, that'd be hard to do because your
Right.
arms are stretched out. Take
Yes.
the kid out the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's putting a lot of weight on your arms. And
Yes.
then you've got to scoot through that little area in the middle of the night, 5 o'clock in the morning. And he
Correct.
says, we were all asleep.
Sleep.
I don't know how we didn't wake up. We were all asleep.
How do you know that we were all asleep?
We were all asleep.
Yeah. And would it have been more convenient for him to leave out of the side door versus the sliding door?
Right.
Don't know.
And then once he gets through the kitchen, through that little area, the laundry room, to the garage door, he's got to maneuver this child through the junk in the garage with no lights on.
Some very
And then go through, you at the back of the yard, they got the cars are still there.
Yes.
I've got a picture. I got a picture of one of those people. I want to show this to you guys that I was telling you guys about. The other people that lives there also. Let me share a picture with you. Okay. Here's a picture. Oh, let me hold on. Because the name that somebody just gave me to the neighbor is almost this person's name. But this person's not young. So they say grand, but they still, I don't know. Let me chop it a little bit so you guys, I won't put nobody's personal information out there. So this person, now you see this right here?
Mm-hmm.
That's the car that's still there. Did you see when we got done with Cameron got done with the interview? This is the car right here that belongs to another person that was in that house.
Okay.
This is their car. Now you see the van right next to it, right?
Correct.
Let's look. I'm just telling you, there was other people in that house, and people ain't trying to see what I'm trying to say. But okay, let's look at that video again, and you're gonna see this car right next to that van, right then. Okay, that's the dude's car. That's somebody else that's in that house. Actually, his name is Michael. Remember, I gave you guys the names.
You sure did.
A Michael Carr. Bueller. That's his car. Matter of fact, he said, Daddy helped me fix it. He lives at that house also. Okay. I'll let you see it again because I want you guys to say, SP ain't lying. There's other people that was in that house. 1, 2, 3, 4 people. This is Michael's. That's Michael's car. Okay, let's look at the end of this video.
The door is broke right here, as you can see. It doesn't have a latch on it, so we use a chain now to lock it up. And that's where he came in. He lifted the door up, and right here, as you can see, it's been kicked in or tampered with, if you would call it. And he made his way through here while we were all asleep. Quiet, I guess. I don't know why nobody heard him around here. And then Indy here. This is where the boys slept. This is where they were sleeping that night. They slept in the bed. He just came in, just stood over him, just watched him. The cameras are here, directly at the crib, watching. They just picked him up, took him back that way, carried him brought him back this way, and just took him back out that way. And from there,
Did you see it?
See it.
Did.
Yep.
You guys see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's Michael Carr's car. And he calls Kirk, his dad, and his car has been fixed. So why is the car still there? Why is that car there?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So Michael Carr is a young lad too, 34 years of age, and he calls Kirk his dad.
Wow.
And he is addicted, and he's trying to work or whatever. But where's he at?
Correct. And the high probability that Monica was not there as well.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I wanted you guys to see that is, I know that may not make sense, but I guarantee you that's going to come into play in this situation because no one's talking about that person, Michael Carr Bueller. That's his vehicle, still parked there. It was running just last month. And let me see, when did he take that picture? He took that picture. Okay. He took that picture in June of 2020. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want to see what he looks like? Here's another picture. Let me cut it. There he's at their house again. You see the house behind there? That's the house behind there. And that's Michael. There's the car. There's the van right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you guys to know that, if you put a wig on, which I did see somebody at the balloon release with a kind of a dread looking wig on, and it was a wig. If you cover up your face or whatever. So what I'm thinking is, it's gonna be very hard to say that was, I can tell you that's that person. The police knows they got the right equipment.
Correct.
Barbara's here, and then we got Tracy Hallberg in the building. Hallbrook is in the building.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello there. I love you here.
Thank you.
Excuse, okay if I jump down so someone can come back up?
Yes.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I think she pronounced her name is Sita M. Let me put you guys' name up there so people can know. There we go. Tracy, what you think?
Is when you named out those how many people I got on my list? I got 13, but someone else was saying it was 14. But when you named all those people out that were staying in that house, it just got, my mind started going real wicked. Because now I really stand 10 toes down on what I was saying. There's no way he could have went in there and got that baby and not made any noise where no one would have heard him. No one.
Exactly.
And what did I want to say about him and being seen in that car? I guess we did figure it out yesterday that the car had been reported stolen, but we still know that he wasn't the driver, right? Because they were just saying he was just sitting in the car. And how they know he was scoping out houses if it's a stationary car? He could have just been sitting in the car, you know? That don't mean he was like looking at scoping houses. You can only see 3 or 4 from a stationary car.
Yep. And he was in the area of Redbird. Where is
Redbird is in that area. It's like, okay, so it's like Duncanville, Redbird, and Lancaster. And what area were they in? Because they're all, but it's all in the same like radius.
Duncanville, Redbird? Is by Duncanville? Or is it in the same county? Is it a street they're talking about? Or are they talking about a county?
Redbird is just the area. It may be like
Top Hill or something.
It's because it's the same county, but it may be like 4 or 5 or 6, like maybe neighborhoods over. And neighborhoods, you know, out there is not that big. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be like the Redbird area. Like I don't know if you heard of like Oak Cliff, Duncanville. All of that is like the same area, but they just name each area that it has their own name.
You know, the thing that has me kind of waiting to see what the police says is, even though that it was nighttime and the camera is picking that person up, there is a not a chandelier, but a light cover that's above the person's head. Even though that's a light cover, it's not a mirror, but it's a reflection. So just like on the case when Judy Arez, or whatever her name is, did what she did, they can get the image off of that reflection, off the reflection, and know exactly who that was. Because see, I was waiting to see if there was a mirror there, and there wasn't no mirror. Isn't that funny that you have a dresser there with that, but no mirror?
But no mirror. Everything was so convenient for that night. Everything was convenient for that night.
And you know what bothers me the most? He says the kids slept here that night. If I was coming and steal something from you, like your purse, but you don't normally keep your purse in the car, but that night your purse was in the car, only, you know what I'm saying?
How would I know to go to the car that night?
You didn't go nowhere else. You didn't break the window. You didn't steal out the garage. You didn't go in the other rooms. Well, we don't know if you did or not, but you were looking for a kid to take. You just so happened to come that night where they're staying in that room that night.
That's
why I don't believe them.
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense. If my grandson, when he's over here, he sleeps in my bed with me. I don't put him in a separate room.
Right.
But if I'm out cutting the grass, only you would know that, guess what? I'm cutting the grass or something. I might put him on the couch. But how would you know that day that he's on the couch?
Exactly.
How would you know?
Yep. How would you know?
Usually don't be there. That's not a little boy's room. They got the pink blankets. They got all the little, really tiny toys for a very young child.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah. And then did we ever determine whose car it was, or is that Michael's car that he was sitting in? Do we know?
We don't know.
Okay.
Could it be in Michael's car?
And we also don't know who called in and said he was sitting in the car. That also can be another setup, you know, for an alibi or something for them. A lot of questions went through my mind when this all of a sudden, you know, when this came up as well. Exactly. Like we didn't know that Monica, she called and told the neighbor to let him go. You know what I'm saying? Like, who called and said he was sitting in that car? I need to know who called.
Right. Lakendra.
Hi, you guys. It's
Hi.
been a little while. Hope everybody doing great. Yeah, it was just like it's not making no sense to me. The man sitting outside. It's just starting to be too much. Like everybody putting the puzzle pieces together, but they not fitting. We need to make them fit. They not fitting. And there's absolutely no way nobody's not going to even come in and take my dog, let alone grab my child, and I don't report it. So I'm wondering, we need to get that address on that other raggedy house, because I'm thinking maybe that's where the grandfather lives, and you doing drugs with Monica. 'Cause ain't that much convincing a regular sane person, oh, don't call the police. No way.
Okay. You know what, Lakendra? You know what?
What's that?
I'm going back down there.
We need you to be safe, and I know you always do be, but
I'm gonna go back down there. Look at Tracy say, I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm going back.
I want to see when you go, because I might, if you go at the right time, I may be able to meet you down there. So,
I'm not going to
see what state are you from?
Talk to you later until you let me know when I'm going, but I'm going back down there.
Okay. I'm in Michigan now, but I was in Texas, in Dallas, for like the last, well, I went to California for 3 years recently, but I was in Texas prior to that for 10 years. I was in Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mom is born and raised out there. You know, she came to California before I was born, and she was in the Fort Worth area. But things I know about Texas, they are quickly to push stuff under the rug. And if your black butt gonna sit there, they gonna let you sit there. They can have the proof, and they will not come out and say, we made a mistake. And it's okay to make a mistake, because nobody knows what's all going on in the beginning. But they hate to make a mistake when it comes to Texas.
Yeah, they'd rather convict the wrong person to admit that they made a mistake, because they know that's going to open up so many different old cases, because it's a red state. You know, the good old boys are out there really well. And in those areas that they consider, the area is good. Like, I know you went down there XP and you seen, but they still consider, like, because it's dipped off like houses like in that area that are not so well, but that area is like, you have expensive houses there. It's such a mixture, you know, and that you can get caught in the middle of, like, when it governs.
What city was this in Texas? Is it close to like Monrovia? Only know the biggest ones like Dallas, Houston, Fort Worth area.
It's in Dallas. It's just the south. It's the southwest part of Dallas.
Because
the houses when you was out there, SP, they looked really nice. And I've been to Dallas, and we was leaving Louisiana to drive back through to come back to California. We had to cross it, and it's places in Dallas that don't look nothing like that. So that told me like, oh, well, it's a nice neighborhood. But I just hope his mom keeps focused and worried about her kid. I don't care if you need a PI. If he did something wrong, of course I want him to pay. But if he did not do this, then I don't think that they should drag him the way that they're going to drag him. But if you don't have that tough family structure behind you, they're going to wrap that up.
Yeah.
And it's sad to say, but it's so true. You know, why is it always, oh, the black people left out? Oh, why is it always we forgot about? You know, all of us are human, no matter who we are, what color we are. We all bleed the same way. But it's just some of those places back there, especially like Mississippi, they still believed in hanging people in trees. And they'll tell you, oh, he hung himself. A black man ain't gonna hang himself just based on what he know about, the past. But it happens, and we just let it go on. But I do believe, I noticed now with that guy having those gloves on his hand at the balloon release, that stood out to me. You don't have a COVID mask, but you got gloves. That's just weird. And that's the same boy that was in the backyard when the lady rolled through the backyard on another channel. I won't give no name. She rolled through. She stopped. She like, oh, he right here. That's Cameron outside. Like, oh, can I buy y'all some pizza? He said no to everything. She like, oh, do y'all need money if y'all need anything and all of that? No. But that was the same dude in that backyard with him. So I'm like, they need to look at a lot of different ways, but I hope he has a stern family. Everybody's saying his stepdad is law enforcement. I'm not sure about that. But I mean, if it's my kid, I'm going to go all the way for you. Now, if you guilty, you guilty. You got to pay your time, your due diligence. You did that. You made that choice. But at the same time, I'm not going to let them railroad you if you was actually at home and this didn't happen.
Right.
So it's just a sad thing to see. And then they coming up with, oh, he's schizophrenic. Let me see some doctor reports, because he might not even be schizophrenic. That's what the lawyer might grab out, like, oh, he ain't even crazy. And he said, y'all said do this and do that. But I know it's a lot of menaces around in the area, different places that does mess up. That does not make you a killer. A killer that can take a child's life. That is atrocious. I'm sure that's like, oh my gosh, to the ultimate level by it being a baby that small. I just don't see it.
And like, even though he was doing, they say he was doing a lot of things that week. Also, like walking down the street, in the middle of the road with his pants down, and just doing a lot of different things that week or that month leading up to. It could have been going into a psychotic episode or whatever, but I still didn't see him other than them saying when he tried to take the guy's granddaughter being any violence.
Right.
And then how he come back in your house for a second time? Oh no, you wouldn't have made it out my house the first time to come back in.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like somebody that,
it seemed like this is a paid story. Somebody went and found somebody to, I'll step up and say, yeah, this happened. Because if it was my kids' grandparents, I guarantee they can't come again. Because you're not watching them correctly.
Right.
So yeah, with that story, and also with that's why we were speaking earlier before you came up, LaKendra. I wanted to know, like, who made the call about him sitting in the car. That could be something that's coerced as well. It's 13, well, at least 10 people in that house that could have helped make all these calls and do all these crimes as well. So it's a lot more to look at. But fortunately, the case took off, in social media, that Texas is gonna have to do something about it. Even if they wanted to sweep it under the rug, open case like they had their killer, they're gonna have to do some investigation now. No, they're gonna have to. So I am confident about that other arrest will happen, because I still believe in what I say 10 toes down that he was not in it alone. And I do believe he was set up to do whatever part of the crime he committed.
Yeah, I believe that also. It ain't
And
just nothing he
we
came
still
up
don't
with.
know
I
if he
believe he's just involved.
committed a crime. We just see him picking up a baby. So we don't know for sure that he actually committed a crime. We just see him
I'm
picking up
telling
a
you,
baby.
from seeing that video, we have had kids go missing years and years and years. We've been following different stories for years. The way he picked that baby up and held him away from him, like, ooh, either you didn't piss or I don't want to hold you, or that's not a kidnapping type of thing. When you see it, I'm coming because I'm about to hand him to somebody.
Right.
So who is the somebody? That's the 3 minutes that lawyer of DB is saying. Who did he hand him off to?
Exactly.
And
And I think everybody's getting wrapped up. Is that him or is that not him? And then if they do find out it is him, it's like, oh man, now the jaw drop. That's not my problem. It could be him. It doesn't matter if it wasn't.
It could be anybody.
It could be, because it, to me, whoever it is, they wasn't taking the child out like a football, like I'm finna get out of here and being all scared. It looks
first
like
thing when you snatch him up, the first logical thing when you snatch that baby out of bed, your hand would have went straight over his mouth so he can't yell and make no noise.
Exactly.
He didn't have no hands freely for that.
That's right. Yeah.
And all these people in the house sleeping. Yeah, right.
Like I said, and at first I was saying that I don't think he was the one in the night vision. Yes, the first one. But even if I do believe that's him in the second one, I still didn't see him commit a crime. So.
Right. And I think that's what they're having problems with, because maybe things are not adding up in that wooded area or on the baby. You would leave a DNA.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, have anybody talked to the people that live in that house where the memorial stuff would sit on their lawn? They got to come out every day and see that. So have anybody literally talked to them?
I went there. They did not answer the door. They did not answer the door.
Oh.
The people there, they will speak.
And then Darian DB got a brother. So what do the brother look like? Anybody got a picture of the brother?
Yes, but he's underage.
Oh, yeah, so you can't show. Okay, his brother is younger. Okay.
Hey, the light has joined us. Thank you for coming in. You got anything you want to share with us?
Yes, ma'am. How y'all? Good evening. How y'all doing?
We're doing well. How are you?
Oh, great. I have just been doing some common sense thinking. Okay, if somebody coming to kill, they gonna kill, no matter, regardless if there is a camera there. They gonna pick up the kid and take the kid away. That room was alone by itself, and knowing that they could have did whatever they could right there.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
I believe
it
that
doesn't
too.
make any sense. How can you I'm gonna take the baby out and do what I want. Now it is understandable, people who have mental problems will try to hide what they're doing, but with the way that house was, I don't see anybody trying to just come in there and then take a child, because it was so much going on in that house, right? So, and there's too many people up in there for somebody not to hear somebody coming up in there. Another thing I was thinking about was, okay, remember when, okay, I don't know if I heard this, if this was correct, but there was an interview Cameron did. And when the news reporter said, when was the last day you saw him? And he said, 5 days, 5 days. Why did he see 5 days, but you don't know him, but you're going to say 5 days twice?
Yeah.
Then it was a part I had to keep rewinding it. But it sounded like to me, he said, and yes, he always comes in here. I'm so serious. Like, it was on that same interview where he asked him about the 5 days, right? If you go back and listen to it, it sounds like, yeah, and he's always coming over here. It sounded like that to me. It didn't make sense because I was like, wait a minute, what did he just say? And I didn't know if y'all caught that.
But it has come out that he stayed there with them. So yeah, he's always over there.
But in the interview, nobody ever caught that he said, and yes, it was Darian. He's always over here. He said that on the interview.
And then Monica was in jail, which means they said basically when the kids were living there, it was with the grandparents. Them grandparents need to be talking. Because I ain't heard neither one, mom or dad, say anything that makes sense. Why would you let some kids stay in your home? Your home ain't made for, refugee, for bad kids. Or I'm just going to let everybody come over here and hang out. No. That's a home where everybody can go
13 people
and smoke
living in that
and
home.
do what they're
That
going
home
to
is
do.
for everybody.
Yes.
I believe anybody could have been in that house and stayed in that house and nobody cared. Like, just everybody.
And for them talking about, she ain't gonna sleep with a black man. Please, if you want that dope, you gonna sleep with whoever got it.
Well, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Monica's daughter dates black men. Cameron dates black women.
Yeah.
And Monica's other son dates black women. So I don't think they're discriminating. And I've never seen Monica with one. I haven't seen a picture of one. And maybe her preference is, Caucasian men, but
no, she just stay inside, so ain't nobody caught her.
But that information only came from one person, and because Cameron, he looks kind of mixed to me himself. So,
Cameron got pictures. He dates black women.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just saying, like, that statement came from just
his father.
somebody.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Cameron does look mixed. I'm from a blended family, and we have relatives that look like Cameron. But when you see the parents, you'd be like, how did that happen? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it might be he took more of the Indian side,
And see, and I don't want us to run with that, like what that's saying, because that has nothing to do with this case. You know what I'm saying? So, and
Absolutely.
he stayed there. So, like, we can't focus too much on that. That's why I remember the person that said it kind of irritated me because it had nothing, like, it was irrelevant. I don't even know why that was said, because it's irrelevant. Because if she didn't like them, she wouldn't have them in her house, and we know her grandkids are mixed. So I just didn't like when the person said that, but I couldn't say anything to them.
Right. So we know that there's no prejudice.
Right.
No. And especially in that area where they live, there is not. There's not.
It's
There's
mixed.
not.
And it's
right? When you went there, SP, right?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more Caucasian because of the higher
area,
but it was pretty much 60-40.
Yeah, where I live in Texas.
Black.
Yeah, I live in Texas, and I have all kinds of people that live around me. You can't pinpoint, like, no, that's the such and such. No, everywhere here is a mix. It is a mixture. You're right. Here in Texas is a mixture.
Right. And
that's true, because I'm in Vegas and we got a mixture. When I say everything.
Exactly.
And everybody get along. You mind your business, you stay to yourself. If you see something, you say something if it's something wrong. But other than that, it's really cool. It's chill.
Well, the two dominant races was Caucasian and African American. I didn't see Latinos. I didn't see Asians over there. I didn't see Indians over there. I just seen those two. That's all I see.
Yeah. When I stayed in Plano, that was mostly, I stayed around a lot of Indians, but it still was a lot of mixture of blacks and all different races. But a lot of the Indians did stay out in the Plano, Frisco area. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really shocked to see. I was like, whoa, some of those houses was $500,000 homes.
Look, wow.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Well, I'm sure you know, but David and Tamala, man, their house is not that far from that area. You know, over there, like with mansions and stuff is that. So it's like it's integrated. So it's not that far off. It just be ducked off areas like different neighborhoods and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if I have this video. I will show it if I can find it, but I had this video and it was just crazy. Where would it be? Where would it be?
I just don't want them to make this a race deal. You know, if you're guilty, you're guilty. Don't make this a race thing.
You think that I think YouTubers were trying to make it a race.
Yes, you're right.
You know, they can get subscribers that really deep down in their heart, when you see them over there, the subscribers or something, then they're just coming out. They want them to just come on out, you know. But
that's why I like our channel over here. We are strictly for the children. I don't care who wrong, who right. If you're wrong, you need to go to jail. I don't care if you grandma, grandpa, daddy, mama, sister, brother, whatever, you know. And that's what I love about your channel, SP. Like, you keep it real all the time. It's no race thing. Racism should have been gone away, even though we know it hasn't. But I even hate when people bring up, oh, Black Lives Matter. Boy, go get a job like everybody else. They ain't stopping you from getting a job, black man. You know, I'm tired of the race coming into it. It's about these children, and they deserve much better than what we are giving them.
You're right.
Everybody's going through a hard time with COVID. My kid's been home a long time, over a year. And then their school had opened up last month for the last month of the year. And I was just like, no, I'm not sending mine back. It's because I love my children. And I'm not sure what can happen by them going to school, getting sick, anything. So I'm looking forward to them being out of my house. They driving me nuts too. But whether they drive me nuts or not, I love them dearly. You ain't never gonna read no story about mine, you know?
Right.
We gotta be better parents. It's help out there. If you can't find help, come on social media. Y'all want to make all these YouTubers famous and all this stuff. Ask for help.
Right.
You never know what you might get. Stop posting all these GoFundMe. They not for insurance money. Y'all done turned it into burial insurance money is the GoFundMe. Let me fund a child that told me how bad her life is, and she needs help because she just finished high school and ready to go to college. I'll throw my money there. But everybody using it as insurance. That's not insurance. We need to start opening our eyes on what's around us. And everybody can't be as fortunate as the next. But whenever you need help, you can ask for help.
Right. So, there's somebody in the chat named Whisper Softly. She says, the race thing started with the neighbor who said DB said he'll kill his white family. I ain't heard the neighbor say that.
Okay,
I ain't heard that one.
I heard the call that he made, and it came out of his mouth. He did say that. He said that Darian was saying that he would kill his white family. So he did say that.
Oh, you heard
Wait, is that like a neighbor next door to where Monica live or whatever? He said he would kill him.
It's the neighbor, that car that they were seeing him prowling in, because on the call he was on, that's what he mentioned, that car. So it's him. So he was stating like Darren, like before, was flirting out different racist stuff to him and his family, but he wasn't being racist to Darren.
So you heard
that was a sign of something was going wrong. Now, it's no way you can act crazy outside, but when you go home in your mama house, you act normal. So mom should know, okay, he been having kind of breakdowns or things like that. A mom should know.
But we don't know what the
when you go
mom knows
home
because she hasn't been speaking. So we don't know for sure if she knows that he was having some type of episode or not, because she really hasn't spoke on it.
So, but hold on, because I'm trying to understand. So you say you heard the neighbor say that?
I heard the call when he called in. I'm not gonna mention the channel, but he called in somebody's channel, and I actually seen and heard that live. And he said DB was saying that he would kill his whole white family. But that's what he said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, then he said something about if it was back in the day, he would have, shot DB or whatever. But that's just what he said. Darren was saying
they would have hung him up to a tree for a plea.
Hey, honest respect. Thank you for coming up on the channel. You guys got something to say? You got something to say?
I'm just listening in. I just listening in. I got a hold. Do you have like some of the report or some of you know how you for public records, for like backgrounds and stuff like that, because like if they have any records.
Mm-hmm.
I have some. I have some of like Monica's, but she's got it. I mean, everybody already knows. It's not like it's something that's not known. I'm just listening in.
Oh, you got the records?
Yeah. I have Monica. She's got one for driving without a license. She in 2019 she has one with controlled substance of more than 4 ounces but less than 22. But she plead out. That's when she did the jail time. And then there's somebody else that was doing a time log on the phone calls. The phone. I don't know if anybody caught that on somebody else's channel. I don't want to speak on anybody else's channel, but she was doing she went to the Dallas data, I guess it's called. It's a public, it's a free thing where you can get the information. It's called Dallas data. And it shows like when calls go out, like for the police. And I guess there's a call from Monica's, and then there's a call at the exact same time from what she's looking at when she's looking at the comparison, like on, I think it's a 15th. Don't quote me on the date, but like right on the 15th or something. It's simultaneously there's a call made from DB's address and Monica's address. It's simultaneous. And
DB's address?
Recovered a handgun, and it was traced back to the.
No. Now hold on. DB's address?
Yeah. If you go on Dallas data, it's called Dallas data. If you go on the website and look up Dallas data, it's like free information. Like you can look up like when calls go out.
Tracy, you looking that up?
I'm not, I'm just saying that, and I did actually see it, like when they were actually on it.
So there was a phone call to the police from Darian's address.
Yeah, from Darian's and it's simultaneous. I think it was like the 6:52 or something like that.
6:53.
Don't quote me on the time, but I believe it's early in the morning.
And 6:53.
And they live close to each other, but not that close. You know what I mean?
So what did this person say at that call?
It says something about I think from DBs, I believe it doesn't say specific detail, but it says something that there was a recovered firearm that was recovered, and then they said that I guess she said somebody was deciphering it that knows how to kind of read that kind of transcript.
No.
That it was something to trace back to the I can't say the name. It's like a city.
Sound right. That doesn't sound right. A recovered firearm. They did not go to his house.
They're not saying they got it from DB, but they said that there's something in regards to just if you guys just look it up. I'm not trying to spread anything. I'm just saying that I did see when they were on the screen.
They didn't find the baby till between 6:48 and 6:50.
Well, if you look on Dallas Data, I'm just trying to give the information, and then you can, you guys can weed it out. Yeah, I'm not like swearing my life on it. I'm just saying.
But you are also the one that brought the racism into.
I didn't bring it up. I'm just speaking what I heard from Monica. Monica, her son, what is his name? The little one, his dad, she said something. I just repeated what he said because they said, do you think that she had a relationship? Because the person that did the interview said, do you think that she had any kind of relationship with DB? And he goes, oh, no. He said on the phone call during the interview. And then he goes, oh, why would you think that? They asked him. And then she goes, because she had a type. Like, you know what I mean? She's basically... That's what he's saying. I'm not trying to put anything out. My intentions are not to throw salt or trying to throw any, ripples in the already chaos. I'm just saying. I just repeated what he said. I'm not saying that that's what it was.
That's fine. Honest respect. Do you got the receipt on that Dallas data? Do you got it in front of you?
If you go on Tiffany Marie's.
No, I'm not gonna go on somebody's channel and get it.
But on Dallas Data, I can get it for you and send it to you if you want. I mean, I can send that information if you want me to look it up. I witnessed it when they were doing the live. They actually did, turn it to the screen and they were actively doing it. I'm not trying to. I don't know.
I don't think that there was a call from Darian's address.
I'm just trying to give the information. Like if you want to go on the Dallas Data site, I mean, I can look it up for you and see what I see. But I'm just trying to help. That's all. I'm not trying to.
No, I know.
Okay, so it was a call made from that address going to whose phone?
Right, she was syncing up certain calls on certain days. I'm not trying. I feel bad because
we're trying to figure out what you're talking about.
Like I have adult ADHD, so it's hard. Sometimes I get a little jumbled up with, what I mean? Like trying to, so I'm not, I don't know. I feel bad because I'm not trying.
Don't feel bad. Just calm down. We just like to have receipts.
No, then I wouldn't say something unless I actually was witnessing it.
Yeah, you got something. Well, we're gonna check it out. Don't ever feel bad at saying something. We're not beating you up. We just need to know.
I'm not trying to throw any chaos in the mix.
Yeah.
If you see something, say something. So
and don't ever feel bad. Right. You're not understanding. It's like you're speaking a different language. Like, where did you get it from? So we need to know where'd you get it from.
Right, but I don't want to speak anybody else's channel. That's what I was trying to.
We wasn't asking you. You did speak a channel, but we wasn't asking you to speak a channel.
But that's why I was saying, if you go on Dallas Data, it gives free information. Anybody, the public can get into it and look it up. Is what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too.
I'm sorry.
Tracy, did you find anything on there when you were looking it up?
Because when I researched Dallas Data, it comes up Dallas Data Systems. It has to be something more than just that.
Right. I didn't find it either. So it's kind of like.
Yeah, so that we wasn't bashing you. We was just trying to, because we like to have receipts, because a lot of channels will say something. If we repeat it over here, and if it's not right, then they'll say they heard it.
And I respect SP's, her. I there's no way I would even bring like something purposely like to cause, So I apologize if I was misinterpreted, like you guys misinterpreted.
No, you were fine. We just wanted to know where the information was coming from. You're always okay.
And everybody, I apologize if I made you feel some type of way.
I mean, how would they?
Yeah, so I'm gonna look it up right now. So I'm gonna put it on mute, and I'm gonna look it up and see if I can locate exactly what site it is, and give you that information as I'm on here. But I'm gonna go on mute and let you guys continue.
Thank you.
Hey, Cheryl, how you doing?
Hi, SP. How are you?
Hi,
I'm good.
Cheryl.
Hi, Light.
You looking
Hey,
good, girl.
Oh, curly.
Good.
She got her little hair done. She must think she gonna win the gift tomorrow. That's why I got my ponytail done. I wasn't
Well, I did. I did come back from the hairdresser. Hi, Lakendra. I was listening in the car ride home. It took me a while.
Hi, Cheryl. I love you, Cheryl. I like your opinions.
Hey. I was listening, and I'm going to I was making mental notes of some points. Lakendra, something you brought up about how whoever this person was that grabbed cash, they didn't put their hand over his mouth. They didn't have what we can tell, they didn't have like a weapon with them, like a knife or some other type of weapon, like, or be quiet or something bad's going to happen. It just seems very like you were fine with picking him up in a sense, like enough to actually do it. They didn't look like they enjoyed holding him, if I'm being quite honest. Almost as if they were told to do it. Again, I just keep coming back to that. Even if you just take all these people away, right? Take out who they are and just watch what happened. It looks as if they were told to do it. They didn't really want to. They were hesitant, skeptical, unsure of what was going to happen next. And
the biggest thing for me, Cheryl, is I've had children. I've been one of those overprotective where, oh yeah, I went and got the camera screen, monitors, stuff like that. I did. But now this point of age and all this stuff, we thinking, oh, okay, our kid, we just laid them down, they okay. Another thing that struck me is they 4 years old, not 4 months old, 4 years old. You still watching them on a computer screen? That it don't make sense.
That's a good point.
Nobody never thought of that.
A good point, what you said. That's what
4
made me
years
think.
old?
Oh my gosh, she's right. Okay, them babies 4 or 5 years old. Boys are tall. So why would you stuff them into a crib?
Right.
My daughter is 4. Wait, no, she's 5. So I had to get her into a bed at 3 years old because she couldn't fit in that crib anymore. She was climbing out of it. But one thing I noticed in the room, if you look in the room, over to the right of the crib, they got the front of the crib sitting there on the wall. That can fall on one of the kids.
yes, that was like the part that was almost taken down.
Did anybody notice the change of colors with the rocking chair? I've seen 3 different colors with the rocking chair. Did anybody notice that?
It could be that chair might be one of those sun chairs. You know, the little baby sun chairs you can buy at the store, at the grocery store. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a little sun chair.
No, this was a wooden rocking chair.
No, one time it was painted black. The other time it looked like it was brown. The other time it looked like it had color.
She's right. I did see that. I thought it might be just now. There are places here in Texas that you can get the little. They look like they're wooden, but they're not. But they're painted different colors for little kids. Like they're rocking chairs, but they're little.
But we
you know what I'm
talking
saying?
about 4-year-old.
Yes.
All the toys look like baby bowling balls, like ball pig. 4 years old.
Well, you know, Cameron, okay, but you know, Cameron has a daughter. Cameron has a little daughter. Cameron's daughter is about what, 2 now, 1 or 2? So that might be her toy.
Was that Cameron's daughter's bedroom? If you saying this was their room, her toys don't need to be in there.
Well, I wouldn't have put no kids in that room. That room was staged.
What about this rocking chair that's right there that's used that wasn't there before?
That's what I was gonna say. I don't ever remember seeing a chair.
I don't ever remember seeing it either, but it could be. I'm just saying what I know. Here at most of the grocery stores, anywhere in Texas, you can go and find those little chairs like that. And they're for 4 or 5 year olds.
Right, but okay.
SP, I just sent that to you. I sent you a screenshot. It's called Dallas Open Data. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Oh, no, you're good.
When they
I'm on there now.
And then Carter got in bed, if y'all noticed. Ain't no kid gonna fall asleep that quick. But on top of, okay, Carter went in bed. That baby never moved an inch. Whether you taking a blanket off, whether you was standing over him, any little thing, he never moved at all.
I'm with you, Lakendra. I've looked
and I swear, I'm telling you, I feel so bad for that twin. That twin seen something and they must have told her, put your head down, go back to sleep or something like that.
And did you notice that
because every time he moved the blanket, he moved.
Did you notice every time he jumped up, he looked right towards the window? I have a twin sister, and anytime when we was little, we was inseparable. We slept together too. You couldn't separate us. So when things would happen, I wanted to go with her. I didn't care, what was going on. If she, she wanted to use the bathroom, I was going to use the bathroom with her. If you know what I'm saying. So when I seen how Carter got up and looked directly at the window, did y'all notice that the camera cut off? He was about to point his finger towards the window, I think.
I wonder if that doesn't go back to I think it was Monica that said Carter said Cash went outside.
Exactly. That might have been when he said something.
There? Right.
Exactly.
And if they so binded together, inseparable, if Cash went out, he would have went out.
Exactly. He did see his brother. He had to, because I'm a twin. Like, that baby looked he got up, jumped up, and looked directly towards the window. It wasn't that he was looking at the bed. I saw that baby looking up and out towards the window. Because he looked at the bed at first like, okay, I know I saw something. And then he moved his head towards the window. If y'all go back and look at it, he was looking at the bed first, and then he moved his head towards the window and kind of
I want to know where was he coming from when he first walked in the room to get in bed. That showed me if you want to do something, some kid, he already up. You could have grabbed him and took him on outside. He up.
Right. And
if
we still go back to
I was thinking at first, like, hopefully they wasn't molesting you, and now they tell you, oh, go back to bed. That's what it kind of looked to me, because the person came in so quick behind him laying down. It was just too quick for me.
Well, you got to look at all that the whole video, the video was choppy. It was chopped. It was put together. That whole video thing or whatever was different clips put together. It was never a whole you know what I'm saying? Because there's no time on there. Number 2. And then if you look at it, it was chopped. It was put together. So there might be different times or whatever happened. It might be different days when they recorded that, just trying to put it together as a whole video. That might not even be the actual true footage. Do you see what I'm saying? It might not have happened that day. Yeah. They just put something together, make it look like a video. That's what I'm saying. Because it didn't look like it was consistent. You see what I'm saying? It was jumping. It was in and out. It just didn't look like a fluid video.
I want to wait. I'm waiting on really the toxicology test. So, that's going to say what was in his system. I believe even accidents do happen. When you put yourself in that situation to have drugs around your house, knowing that you have kids, you already taken, you know, right there. You already taking a chance on something going wrong. And at first I was kind of believing, oh my gosh, he probably got some Monica drugs or whatever, ingested it. They got to cover it up or whatever. That's one way to go. But at the same time, even if they got to your stuff, that's a lot lesser charge for you to call out the ambulance people and get this baby help
You're
than to
right.
be
You're
charged
right.
on murder. I'm not about to be charged on murder when I didn't murder you.
I agree.
Right. Right.
I don't know. I just feel like my points haven't changed much, which is significant to me. Like, I truly don't believe that was Darian. Well, oh, that's what I was going to say. I was like, no, that's Darian. They're setting him up. Or it's not him. They're setting him up. But like you all said earlier, we only see him pick up a kid out of bed. Does that mean you harmed him? We don't know. I
didn't
believe
see
we
him
haven't
pick
seen
up
all of
no
the
kid
video.
out the bed. I think
Right,
I
that's all we
seen him
see.
in the morning checking on a kid. That was totally a white boy picking up somebody out of bed. Believe me.
Being on the fence or trying to be on the fence, like SP always says, if it was him taking him out of bed, that doesn't mean he physically harmed him. He could certainly have a role in this, and I do believe that. We just don't know to what extent.
I just know how my kids, like with my daughters, how they sleep. If I go in there, even though they dog go crazy, for one, if you think you're going to stick your hand over in the bed while they sleep, he going to start barking like, hey, what you doing to them? But not even that. Is just like, if anybody family related was staying in my house or whatever, for you to grab my kid out of bed, my kid gonna make some noise. She gonna say something to you. And I mean, you thinking, oh, well, they young, they little boys. Everybody making it seem like they 4 months. We are talking about 4 years old. And I hate to say it in the wrong type of way, but I guess y'all got some dumbass kids. Because I know my kids by 4 knew what it was. They gonna scream, you ain't picking them out of bed. You know, it's a lot that goes in ages. So for you to just be so comfortable is somebody that live within your circle, that you're familiar with, that doesn't bring harm to you. So you're not worried about nothing. But a random person to come in your room, take you out the bed the way that they did, it just makes no sense to me at all.
Well, and another thing too, didn't they say that there was a lot of break-ins in their home? They said
What they breaking in to steal?
Okay, I
I
just
don't
want
know
you to
what
think
they
about
can
this.
steal, a can of paint.
Okay, look, Kendra, just think about this right quick. Hold on. Take a little thought with me, okay? Now, you sitting here saying that, okay, there's break-ins, okay? But we're going to put them in the most roughest room where people can get access, or whoever, a dog, cat, I don't care what it is, can get access to these kids. But you're saying that there's been break-ins and all this stuff in the neighborhood in that area, and they've been breaking in that main. They just said there have been break-ins right there, but that was the actual door to where they were breaking in. So why would you put children in the same area where people been breaking in?
My whole thing, I'm going to keep it real. Those cameras was not to look over cash in Carter. Those cameras was there to see, oh, when police bust our house, bust our door down
You're right. You telling the
because of
truth.
what's
Yeah.
inside and what we doing. Those cameras was not to protect children whatsoever.
There were other cameras in there too, because remember we see the cameras down at the bottom
Yes.
as well.
Also, I thought this when I was driving home too. When did the alleged stolen car incident sitting in the car, what month did that happen?
February.
And
February the 27th. I mean,
of 2021, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so a few months ago, February. When did the alleged grandfather-granddaughter incident take place?
I'm sorry. The car incident happened April the 27th. The incident with the grandfather was February. I mean, the car.
I'm sorry.
You better get it together for us, SP. We count on you.
Well, I was in the middle of trying to figure out. There was 2 calls. I've got that data information, and there was 2 calls, but it doesn't say they're calls. One's an incident report and one is a report.
Okay. I was going to say, okay, so there's that. So February, April, somewhere in there. March, somewhere in there. And the boys came to visit or came to stay. Who knows? The boys have been staying there since March. Is that true?
Without the dad was there in February.
Oh, so see, so has all of this been like connect the dots since all the way back to then?
Something happened February and March.
Right, and then Cash is being taken and harmed. Who's to say those previous things weren't done on purpose to act as evident? I don't know, like prior events.
I was wondering, did
as to why the
dad
father
have a
took off.
drug debt
Could be.
that he needs to pay
going
off?
too far. You know,
It
this
makes
is too
sense
far.
because he takes off, but he was supposed to be looking for a job.
Miss V says in the chat that February 14th, but March without the dad. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh my gosh, has this all been like?
They planned it. They planned it.
Oh,
and
I do believe that.
You know what? Who helped? And I'm gonna tell you one thing. Who probably helped was the one that took off. Think about it. Why are you taking off? Why are you gonna take off? Leave your babies. There's something going on there. Why would you take off and leave your children? See, and you still can't find him. He's still in hiding.
And
do you get what I'm saying?
Right. You must be
I don't say too much about the dad, just based on if it was me. I mean, nobody can put themselves in nobody else's shoes. But if it was me, and I'm gonna leave my kids with my mama because I'm going down this bad spiral. You know, things is getting out of control. I'm gonna leave them in safe hands. You left your kids with a person I seen on TV with her eyes about to bulge out of her head. Are you serious? So that's the only reason, like, I was really mad at the dad. I wasn't too over going on the dad's head because at least you made a conscious decision. Not want to drag them along with this drug ride with you. Maybe he thought oh, they'll be okay. He probably didn't have no knowledge. Like we didn't have no knowledge that your kids already been taken from you. A lot of people don't make that obvious and tell people. So I give him a little bit of respect. But once this have came on and you know what's going on, you need to step up as a father and do what you need to do. Ain't no jail stopping me from turning myself in. No.
Can anyone hear me?
Hello, who is that? We got Shawana T. in the
Shauna?
building.
Oh, you can hear me. I'm so sorry.
Yes, how are you? Shawana?
Hi, it's Shauna.
Shauna. Do you have something you want to add to
Yeah.
what's been discussed? Shauna?
I'm sorry, I hear somebody else talking, so I don't want to talk over them.
Okay, do you want to add something, Shauna?
Okay, do you not hear this?
Pardon me?
Oh, you don't hear? Okay. It's really distracting. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna just re-enter. I don't know why we hear somebody else speaking right now.
Okay. Go ahead, Pam. I think there's some difficulty on her end because we're all in agreement that I didn't hear it.
Yeah, SP, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna do a little more research to give you guys a little bit more detail. Like, you know what I mean? Because I see it on the screen, but I have a new laptop, so I'm not very tech savvy. So I'm trying to like split the screen, and I got lost and couldn't find you guys to like share the information. So I'll do some of my own research and then I'll send
Okay,
it.
do you have that incident number? Because what I'm seeing here, okay, the screenshot that you sent me, it says the incidents beginning June the 1st, 2014. But then it's a column over here. It says the date of the report. There's 2 dates. There's a date of report for May the 15th at 6:52. That's the date of the report at 6:52 in the morning. Then it says the incident is 5:15.
You have to jump to her address to his address, like, you know what I mean, on that, I guess on that you have to jump like to put in his address and then like kind of look at whatever was inputted like around on that same day, and it's like connecting the dots, like going to Monica's address to see if there was any calls made on that day around that time. Do you understand what I mean? And then, you know, then you can see, then you connect, oh, okay, this one was made simultaneously is what was being said. But I want to make sure that I do my research because I'm gonna come with it. I don't want to go with half booty.
Okay, but there's no
information.
But there's no place to put his address.
But what? Yeah, if you put his address, I guess, in the date, or it'll pop up, I guess, whatever calls were made, and then you have to look at the dates. You actually have to kind of siphon through, and then you'll see like the same date. I can't tell you exactly what date it was, but I know that there was a simultaneous time, and I think it was in the morning.
It was May the 15th.
Was it 15th?
Yes. But
so I know that there was other calls, and there was like connecting the dots. So.
That's the report you sent me. It says May the 15th.
Right. That's because I was just trying to send you the screenshot of the actual site because I didn't want to seem like I was just blowing hot air.
Right. There's no way to put.
I mean, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna backtrack on what I was, you know what I mean, what I was referencing from, and I'm gonna get that information of where, you know what I mean, where I'm pulling this from, so then I can come correct and be able to give you accurate information instead of just giving you random stuff and having you just as lost as I am. So,
Okay.
but I mean, I'll get all the information and I'll send it to you via text. But I'll make sure that it's visible. Or I can send it to your email if you want. It's up to you.
No, I'm not seeing.
I'll do some more research. I'm gonna get off of here and I'm gonna do that because now I got a challenge. So
Okay, all right.
because I just want to show that I'm real. You know what I mean? That I got just as much passion as everybody else. You know. So my son's saying hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Say
it doesn't.
Hi.
Unless I don't know what I'm
Hello.
doing.
You gotta look right here.
Hello.
Yeah, I can't get past 30 days.
Okay, they heard you.
Oh, you're on
Sorry.
there too? See?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get past to put in anything. Yeah.
Okay,
You know
so
what I'm
I'll
saying?
go and I'll reference whatever I'm looking at. You know what I mean? So that, and I'll write it down and make sure that my busy little brain will have it all coordinated for you.
Okay, thank you, Honesty.
Okay,
All
so
right.
I'm gonna get off of here and I'm gonna do that because it's a challenge for me. I like to have little challenges. So I'm gonna go do that for you.
Because like sometimes, I just don't want to put something out there like that.
Right.
And then somebody done did some stick and paste stuff and it all looks
Right.
It does look real. But
Yeah. I was watching. I was referencing it off of an actual live feed, actually going on the site, and they were, you know what I mean. They were actually scrolling as like in real time. So I'll just make sure that I have all that information. I'm gonna backtrack and get that for you. Okay. Okay. All right. Nice talking to you guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
So,
Bye.
let me see. See, I've had people do that before. And I'm not gonna say no names, but I had people send me a receipt and it was some stick and paste stuff. And when I went and looked, I was very furious because I it takes, you got to have time. You just can't just put that stuff out. They got some numbers on here though. And now I see what the numbers mean.
I'm still trying to figure it out, but I wasn't trying to be mean to her. I just wanted the receipts because I remember I've been rocking with you for over 3 years, so I didn't want you. They always try to blame you for false information other people bring over.
Yeah,
that'll be the main thing we'll be hearing later. Oh yeah, this was said. Like, no, that don't sound right.
Someone was asking in the chat, Resurrection Rags said, who told the police to go to Monica's house to look for the pocket knife and bloody tissue mentioned specifically in the search warrant? Like, did someone specifically tell them?
Some people say it was at DB's house, and some people saying it was at Monica's house. So who else was it at?
Well, maybe because didn't the kids go to the scene, and maybe the daughter, whatever, she kept saying, yeah, they did this to our baby mom. They did. So probably when they got on scene and they, said who they was, then the investigation followed them to where they live. Maybe. That's a good question too.
2 people said it was at Monica's house. I guess, I don't know. Did they just find it while searching? Like, oh, where was the child last seen? Oh, in the room. Okay, where was the room? And then they just kept looking. Resurrection Rags again says it was specific warrant for bloody clothing and weapons. That was in the police report, Resurrection Rags? I believe that's what you said a few.
I thought that was found at Monica's. All of that was found at Monica's with the rug.
Yeah.
Because when I well, let me shut up. But what I seen was the rug was the police got the rug, then they also got whatever else was there. And that was in the report at Monica's. So I don't know, why would somebody say it was at DB's. That's weird.
Well, also someone in the chat mentions if it was found at Monica's house, then she would have been arrested.
And I just want to interact here that the young lady that is speaking about what she heard about the two calls, the 911 calls, I did hear that same thing from another channel. So it didn't make any sense to me. So I didn't give it any merit. And I wasn't given any resource or a receipt or something of that nature to go back and in fact find it. But she did hear what she heard. And it's very troubling. And it doesn't even make sense. It's very convoluted. In her defense, so don't feel bad, don't get too emotional because you heard what you heard. I heard it too, but I just didn't give it any merit. Sorry, right. SP, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. And I done looked almost, and we'll look for it later, but I'm not seeing where you can put in information, get information. I'm just not seeing it. I done hit everything. So I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people will. Like, I know
mute your button, Kendra.
The information that
sorry, you guys.
Thank you. Let me see.
Yeah, SP, I was trying to find it too, but I can only go back to like 30 days. So I don't know if she sent you like more of a link because it's a lot on this web portal.
I have this question. Would it say those materials were indeed found at Monica's house. Okay, that was in the report. All right. If that is 100% sure that those, like a bloody tissue and a knife were found at Monica's, would that mean Monica, as the owner of the house, would she be arrested? Because those things were found in her trash.
No, but she wouldn't be arrested, but they wouldn't be talking about they had a slam dunk case.
Correct.
But that would be weird for somebody to break into your house, to take your kid when they don't even know your kid is back there, take the kid away from the room, don't cover his mouth, go, hurt your kid in the house, go outside, put the kid down, take off your clothes.
That's right.
And then take the kid to the wood to go do whatever.
Someone is saying yes, if that was found him in her trash, she would absolutely be arrested.
Yeah, because she would have. No. What? Are you talking about the blood?
Mm-hmm. Spivey or Spivey, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Not necessarily, because they have to have a case.
I agree.
You can't just pull her in for a piece of bloody tissue. You can't just do that. You have to.
Just because you have blood in the house or on something doesn't mean she's going to be arrested. I don't know. And then you got to remember, when people are actually responding to your question, you got to know, first of all, okay, you're being fair. When you said the name, okay, if you go through history, that person is rooting for this, or is that person rooting for that? Or are they coming with facts or evidence, or is they just saying what they want you to look at and then say on the channel? So when you said Spivey, well, that person is affiliated with the B, the channel B, 100%.
Yeah, she that's what they call them, trolls, I believe.
So even though that they come over and we still respect them, in order to get truth, we got to share with everybody. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
But
Oh, sorry, SP, go ahead.
I just wanted to let that be known. Just because that person say, oh no, if they found blood, they would arrest her. No, they wouldn't. For what? Because you got blood in there? That still doesn't tell them what happened or to who done it.
And due to the fact that that the number of people that were in the home, and if everyone in the home was questioned and the police found that, you know, there was no reason for any follow-up or to detain anyone about the questions being asked about the blood on the tissue paper, they were being deceived, or, you know, being deceived in their statement and or conflicting with their statement that they was making. So they kind of probably just let it go for a later time and date to further investigate. So I wouldn't say that, hey, I'm just going to point her out, and just because it's her house, we're going to arrest her. That's just my opinion. That's all.
Hi, SP.
Hello.
I just wanted to tell you a story that I just found out about today. And I want to thank you and all the panel and everybody that's covering these cases. I have a son who's 31 years old, and he's got a little three-year-old girl and a 4-year-old boy, and the mother is out of the picture, and he was staying with this one girl, and when she had a daughter who's 18 now, but when her daughter was younger, she got the daughter taken away from her. So my suspicions were raised because of this seems to happen all the time. So I told my son about this and told him to come on and like start watching you to get information on this. And he called me this morning and he said, Mom, he said, I had to take the kids and get out of her house at 3:00 this morning. He said, because that woman was in the other room with my granddaughter, and this has happened twice now, but her name's Dahlia, and she started crying, and she came and ran out, you know, by Daddy, and she had a red mark on her neck. And this woman says, or my son asked this woman, what did you do? And she said, oh, I didn't do anything. And she's like, bullshit. She's like, there's a red mark on my daughter's neck. And she said, oh, she must have did that to herself. But because of all these cases and me actually talking to him about it, he got his daughter the hell out of there.
Exactly. Good. Good.
My heart like totally dropped. But I mean, because of all this stuff that's been going on, all of a sudden I'm seeing who this person my son was with. And they live like next door to each other. So it was like no big deal. He could pick up the kids and just leave. But if it weren't for your guys' show and talking about this and keeping it open, I wouldn't have had no reason to talk to my son and tell him, you know, what I've been interested in and watching lately. And yeah, he jumped on it right away because he said, Mom, he said, I think she's one of them type of people that like will pinch a kid when someone's not looking to hurt him on purpose just to make them cry.
Yeah.
And I was like, baby, you did a good thing getting our little girl out of there. She looks like a little Shirley Temple. She's curly hair. She's the cutest thing ever. I don't know why anybody want to hurt her. But I think what was going on is that woman was getting jealous because she was crying. This woman called me this morning, okay, and I didn't know this was before I talked to my son, and she was telling me how much her dad loved Dahlia, and how he's not paying no attention to her, and how the other kid is jealous. And oh my God, I mean, like we might have just saved my granddaughter's life, it sounds like.
Right. Well, that's good. Yeah. We got Spivey on the panel also. I'm glad that you shared that with us. Thank you, Dancing Queen. We're hoping that some things is changing. Spivey, you got something to say?
No, people asked me to come on the panel, so I'm up here.
Okay.
Right. So I'm here. Now
Okay.
what?
I have something to say.
Okay.
Okay. So she says she's here. People wanted Spivey to come up on the panel. She's here. So now what? So the question I think that we were talking about that your name had came into question was that if there was blood in the trash, would Monica go to jail? I didn't see
Correct.
your comment.
That's correct. So you honestly think if you found blood in a person's trash that they wouldn't go to jail? They would just say no.
Where's the blood come from? Who's
They have to.
That's my point.
They
If
have to
found
do
blood
their
and
investigation. They have to get DNA. They
Thank
can't
you.
just find a
Thank
bloody tissue and
Thank
go
you.
arrest the
Thank you.
person.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. And if it was related to cash, would she not be arrested?
No one's gonna jump the gun and go arrest somebody on a bloody tissue without evidence. There's no DNA yet because they'll mess up their case. And then if they trial it and they don't get a conviction,
So they
they
found a
can't
knife
retrial
where?
her.
Where'd they find the bloody knife at? Where?
Spivey, is that you? Because you sound like you're being like you coming up here. Like, don't do that. Like, we'll have a discussion.
I asked a question just like you did. If they found a bloody
Girl,
knife, where?
okay, let me go.
Hold on, Tracy. I'll talk to Spivey.
Where?
I'll talk to Spivey. Well, here's the thing, Spivey.
Where did they find a bloody knife at?
Listen, this is not your channel. We're trying to talk.
I didn't say it was your channel. Your people requested I come up here. And
no,
my
I didn't
question-
request you to come up here.
I said your
I
people.
did not
I did
question.
I didn't say you, SP. I said
Wait
your
a
people.
minute.
Your
Nobody
people.
requested you to come up here. You came up here on your own. She don't got no request button.
I got her off the thing. I can always take somebody.
Oh,
That's rude.
no.
I mean, she's like, where? Tell me now, right here. That's you're coming aggressive, argumentative. And this is a discussion. And we don't care if someone disagree or not agree, but you can't come up here. What? Tell me. You guys told me to come. Here I am. See, that's why we don't even allow, when I see that kind of aggressiveness in the chat, I just block that person. Then they'd be like, oh, because we didn't agree. No, because nobody wants to argue with you. That's why.
And if you read her comments in the text, that's why I was ignoring her, because they're all negative. She doesn't have a woman go one way. Like, she's already decided is negative, coming over here to talk to us about it. I don't think we can do that.
Could you mute here, please? We hear some wind or something.
I believe that how you're going to have a discussion when everybody's in agreement. You're not. Everybody be in agreement. So I don't mind when people do not believe the same thing, or stay on the fence or whatever, but you can't come in here attacking because this is the way it is. You ask me a question.
Because we don't care over here. We'll get gutter ratchet. We don't care over here, but at least this is a platform. We welcome anybody up. Whatever your opinions be, nobody choose one way or the other. That's your opinion. But security, you can't come up in here bossing stuff. Security, because we don't do that
right on in the building.
Oh Lord, you got to go. And here's the thing: if we don't have any DNA, guys, and this is going to sound out there, who's to say someone didn't have a bloody nose? What if Monica didn't cut her leg? Who?
And I think
so
that's
that
what
automatically
I'm
means
tell her.
Cash's DNA because he got stabbed. No,
I wanted to hear her speak, but I didn't like her condescending tone.
No,
I couldn't get up here fast enough.
I send those students to ISF. The teacher's here, straight to the office. I got security at school too, so call them. Get them
I
out.
was trying to get here.
I wanted to hear what she had to say, but she said that's not fair. You jumping on me before I could speak. We wasn't jumping on you, but then you're like, well, I'm like, okay, you're up here. What do you want to say? Well, no, your people told me to come up. Here I am. Okay. So what do you? Okay, so I'll bring it up because I knew what the question was. What was we were talking about? And then all of a sudden it's like like you guys are not fair. No, hold up. The best way to stop an argument and confrontation is somebody got to leave.
Yep, that's it.
Now, I'm not going to leave. I'm the host.
And that's why I just muted myself, because I'm a guest on
And
a
I
panel.
seen that.
Yeah, so I was gonna mute to let her talk, but then she wanted to overtalk you. Now you doing too much, baby girl. Calm down.
She says, "How?"
And I
was
don't know
trying to
how
speak,
people
but you
do that
jumped on
when
me.
this is not
I
their
jumped
channel.
on you. I jumped on you. No, I did not jump on you. I don't know what your thinking is because somebody questioned, the understanding of what you're trying to bring to a panel, but I didn't jump on you. I would have said, looky here.
They
Quickly
wanted
and
to give
easily.
her another chance, XP. I'll mute my mic and let her speak.
No, is y'all really about to let her come back up? Because
I wouldn't
Kendra,
her
this is
that
an
was
open
rude.
Kendra, this is an open panel. If she
Yeah, I
respects
do have
XP,
something
I
to
can
say,
just
y'all.
mute.
I've been waiting for a minute
Go
now.
ahead. Go ahead. Make this go viral.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone,
Yes,
don't forget to mute.
ma'am.
Don't forget to mute.
Yeah, because I come with a little feedback. So I wanted to change it up a little bit and ask, can we, SP, can we talk about Anthony Square?
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard anything about her really. And I was looking for something else and I happened to run across this.
Okay. Yeah, okay. But here's the thing. She's not part of the equation though. She's a teacher, and when we start digging into the person that was the only witness that found the baby that did a good deed, and then because when people start digging, they get that, then we're tearing up people's lives just for getting involved.
Oh, I didn't want to dig. I just wanted to talk about her initial statements because I
Okay.
hadn't heard it. I
Oh,
hadn't heard it, and I was looking for something else, and I ran across this. But it says Anthony Square.
Oh, Zan, mute, my love. Could you please mute, Zan?
okay.
Okay, so we know that she ran across the body about 6:45, and wait a minute, I lost my spot. Okay, she said, I'll never forget the ants were crawling all over his little bare feet. She said, I turned into the street and thought I saw a dog lying there. We have a lot of loose dogs around here. I called my mom because the only thing I could see at first was the hair. I said, Mom, it's weird. It's not moving. So I started to walk slow. And the closer I got, I started noticing things. I said, Mom, I see a hand. I think I see a body. I actually see a body. And I got close and I said, Mom, it's a child. It's a child. And I started screaming. She hung up and called 911. The paramedics did their best to calm her down and asked for her to check for signs. They asked her to walk up to the body in the case of the little boy, in case he was still alive, and if he was, for her to save him. She said, I saw the ants all over his bare feet, and he had blood over his face. He had no shoes, no socks, no shirt. Now that part reminds me of Cameron when he made it a point to point that out. He was only wearing a pair of bottom shorts, which we seen that's all he had on being taken. I just keep remembering those ants at the bottom of the baby's feet. He was on his back in the road. I remember one arm and one leg. And I remember why. I remember the arm and a leg is because when I was walking up from afar, that was the determination of me knowing it was a human. It was not a dog, it was a human being. And when I noticed it was a kid, I just freaked out. My initial thought was one of those loose dogs has gotten to this baby because the blood on his face. And then I thought maybe somebody ran him over, it like it was a hit and run. They're saying that Square is an educator and remembers setting off her morning walk and activating her step counter for 6:40. So about 5 minutes later is when she confronted the scene. She continued, I stayed with him until the police came. There was no way in the world I was going to leave that baby by itself. Whether dead or alive, I just wasn't going to leave him. My fear was somebody was going to accidentally run him over. In fact, there was an SUV coming out of the driveway near where he was, and I stopped it because I wanted the driver to see what had happened. I didn't want anybody to run him over. I was like standing guard on him. I just wanted to help him, to do what I could do to help him get the peace that he needed, even though I knew he was dead. Square, whose daughter agreed 3 and 12 plus 17-year-old son went on. I ultimately received cash, realized Cash was deceased when I saw the ants on his feet. Now that's something that I didn't know. I had never read that, and I just wanted to share that because I don't hear anybody talking about that.
Yes, that was good, and I want to hear it again as well, because that would be somebody we should be trying to talk to, because she's seen the body at first glimpse. You know what I'm saying? So that would be definitely. I wish we can have the pleasure of getting her on the panel, but I'm sure they probably got her under the gag order for sure.
I had not heard that, so thank you for sharing, Miss V.
You're welcome. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, because my screen is frozen and I was trying to show her picture again. But this article came from the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just pulled it up too, Miss B.
Okay, so I'm going to jump down. I got to go to work. I just wanted to share that. And thank you, SP. Thank you, panel.
Thank you for sharing that. Bye, sweetie.
Have a good night.
Bye, chat. Thank you for the love.
Bye, Miss B.
So I'm offering. I asked Spivey to come back up. She says she don't want to come back up. She says I tried SP, but I never disrespect you or tried to overtalk you. Respect to the channel. We respect that. Spivey, if you don't want to come back up, that's fine. The offer is still out there. Let's move on to another topic. So now, okay, now she says, we see who's allowed on the panel. Well, you're allowed on the panel. So, okay. So that's what I'm saying. All that back and forth stuff, we get off topic. Now we're talking about who's on the panel and who's respecting. And who's wearing blue jeans and what purse are you carrying. See, we're off topic now because of that agitating spirit that had came out. So
I feel as if someone has and I said, you would be. Oh yeah, my facial.
Then they say they're not being rude. That is rude.
But we are all different. None of us are the same, and we don't necessarily think the same or have the same opinions on every little thing. So we would extend anyone the same courtesy that we've been given. I have been given nothing but kindness and courtesy to share my feelings, and not everyone agrees with me, but they don't yell at me. And I feel as if those who feel differently than us, we're not going to yell at you.
Okay.
Let's not give her no more energy, because that's what she
I'm
came
not.
to do.
Yeah.
I'm not, because I be ready to get off of here when I have to be like, I'm sorry and okay and you okay. I'm like, there's kids that don't wake up in the morning. There's kids that people done did some bad things. I don't got time to sit here and pamper a grown woman. I just don't.
How you doing, SP?
I'm serious, you guys. That's why, I just don't have time. This is my day off. I ain't got time to pamper a grown woman.
Let's hear from Zan. Hey, Zan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing this evening, SP?
I'm doing good. We found some of them files, girl.
Did you find them? That's great.
Who are you talking to me?
I was actually planning on, I wasn't going to jump up tonight. I was going to give somebody else a chance to come up on the panel, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
So now that I'm here, I guess one of the comments that they were talking about was the fact that if the bloody tissue was found within Monica's domain, would she automatically be arrested? Well, of course not. Why? Because we know that DB has been in her house, supposedly or allegedly, not just once, but allegedly twice that day.
Right.
So, of course, there's no reason to assume that she had anything to do with bloody tissue found within her home. Because if that's the case, then you would assume she had something to do with the child that was within her home that came out missing. Supposedly or allegedly, not just once, but allegedly twice that day.
Okay, go ahead. Our mic is up. Turn your mic off, Veronica.
Assume. So that was my only input that I had, actually, SP. That, and we just not gonna allow anyone to disrespect our host.
Yeah. Our
We're not
home.
gonna do
This
that.
is our home.
Our host.
And like, I would love, I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, I would love to have conversation with someone that believes whatever they believe, but I'm not gonna holler and argue, and I ain't gonna just sit back and you start hollering, talking about where, tell me. No, that's not communicating. That's just not.
Right.
It's just not, you guys. And it's just, you don't get nothing out of it. And regardless what the intentions are, I mean, I know what I feel when someone's talking to me. I feel the energy. Or, when I'm sitting there talking to somebody else, it just makes everybody uneasy. And we're like, hey, oh, hold up, stop. You know what I'm saying? And we just can't give you the floor. And then you like, you know what I'm saying? But
Yes,
I welcome her to come up anytime she wants. But that type of energy is not it's just not what we need right now. We can't, every time when something happened, get in here and start fighting with each other. And we haven't been fighting with each other. So we welcome people to come up.
I guess that can lead into the next question. Do we, those of us here in the panel and in the chat, and I know it might sound obvious to some, but I'm trying to continue to generate conversation in a positive way. Do we think some type of charge is coming for Monica? And if you do, what type of charge do you think that might possibly be? Again, just speculation, just generating conversation, if I could, if that's okay.
Yeah,
I
you
think
could.
she will.
Okay.
I think she will. She definitely will.
Who is that speaking?
Let's
That's
talk
me.
news.
Let's talk.
Oh.
What
Hi, how are
type
you?
of charge do you think?
I think she's gonna get charged with. This is what I think from what I see outside the window, the lighting that I see out the window, that looks like a phone could be connected to the camera that's inside the house that's being that's watching the children. And I think she might be the driver if there was a car, if there was a driver. And also, she could be the one who coerced her son to go on a kill or getting him to do what they're going to do to him, to Cash. That's what I think. Because we all know, I mean, I don't know, we all know, but I know for a fact it's definitely Cameron on the night vision and Darian on the day vision. But Darian, all he did was come in and calm as he could be, came in there and just kind of patted Carter on the head and said whatever he said, which sounded like something sweet, like go back to bed, sweet, go to sleep, you can get you some rest, whatever he said to him. And the night vision was definitely not Darian. The height is different. The neck, he's hunched over he's not hunched over on the night vision, but he is hunched over in the day vision, which is Darian. And you could tell he's wearing something around his chin, trying to cover the hair on his face. You can see the sideburns, and Darian does not have sideburns. You can see his nose. He's got a nice sized nose, where Darian's nose is flat and, mushed his face. He doesn't have a big nose. And also, he's right-handed. The person that was at night was right-handed. Darian is left-handed. Let's see what else. And I really think that that Monica has something to do with it. I really do. And it all had something to do with money. That's what I think. I think it was money, something to do with money.
Thank you for sharing. Hypothetically,
yes.
A lot of people were saying like child endangerment, evidence tampering, things like that. So I appreciate everyone who shared something. Hypothetically, do we think, putting it out there, that this could have been all potentially Cameron and Monica is trying to cover up for him? Or do we think it was like a group effort in this awful event?
I think if Monica sent them in there to do what he did, I think that she might have told him to do it. You could tell he kind of hesitated for a little bit. But then again, you can tell that he actually is trying to see if Carter can see him, because it's somebody he knew. Carter had to know the person, and also he would have jumped out the bed and said, "Hey, like what's going on?" And he would have alerted somebody with screaming or something if he would have not known the person. Since he knew the person, and that's why I'm thinking maybe they kept looking at the bed, saying, "Oh, basically they were making sure that Carter was sleeping or not seeing who it was in the room that night." That's what I saw. But I don't think it was Cameron by himself. I really think the mom has something to do with it.
Okay.
Because you can see how nervous she was when was it Daily News was or Daily the Daily People, whatever, when they were sitting there interviewing her. She was so nervous, like you could see her hands. She was basically just like you could literally just about rub her skin off. The way she was grabbing at her hands, like she was so nervous.
Yes, she was
scared of what she
anxious.
was saying. Yes, very.
Someone said, A Real Deal said, Monica looks too spaced out in the interview to figure out a master plan.
Yeah, she definitely looked like she was on something. Her eyes looked like they were about to bust out her head.
But okay, just go in there. That could be exposing Monica's guilt for like being the one like super maybe heavily involved. But couldn't that also be showing her guilt and anxious feelings of, oh my gosh, my son did this. I love my son. How do I help him?
What did I get my son into?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should have stopped him. I should have stepped in. I don't know. Just thinking of getting all the thoughts flowing.
It wasn't even Cameron who told about the cameras. It was Matthew. Matthew's the one that said, "Look, there's cameras in the house." Because remember, she said her son said it, not her. It wasn't Cameron, and it wasn't her. It was Matthew. And that
someone else had to point it out to her.
Yeah, and I don't think that was part of the plan either. I really think that Matthew might be getting a little, got a little spats going on in there with them because he went and told on their tails, basically by saying, "There's cameras. Why y'all not telling there's cameras? You knew you got cameras in that house. You
Do
knew
you
that."
think that could be him, like, how do I say it? Trying to expose them, like maybe he wasn't involved,
Oh, I
and
don't
like,
think
look, you
Matthew
need to look at these people, or is that his, if he was involved, his guilt being shown, like, hey, hint, hint,
Yeah, I don't think
there's
he was.
cameras.
I don't think he was involved. I really think it was Cameron and Monica. And another thing is, okay, so like when you see the little boy get into bed, Carter gets in the bed, he's getting in the bed with light color shorts, right? At nighttime. He had light color shorts. All of a sudden in the morning, he's got like either dark blue and red or black and red shorts on. And it looked like when and I don't know if it was a whole nother day, because it looks like two different videos, really. He says, oh, I'm sorry, hold on.
Right, someone said, where did it go?
No, like when he was talking to his bro, I think he was telling Cam, like, come on, get up, Cash. I'm sorry, not Cam. Get up, Cash. Get up, Cash. Like up, Cash. Like get up, let's go. And
Miss Huda said,
and that's why it's like you knew he was gone. So why would you say up, Cash? That's a whole different video. It seems like cuts of different videos put together.
I don't know. Huda said that she believes it was Cameron who did the previous attempted kidnapping, like maybe with the grandfather, is what I'm putting the pieces together. And Monica, because that's her son, asked the neighbor to, like, interfered and made it so it didn't progress.
I believe that too.
Oh, you don't think that was, you don't think it was Darian?
I think it was definitely Cameron.
Well, no. Let me just ask this question on that.
Okay.
Because he would have to seen who was arrested, opposed to he definitely seen who was in his house. Because he said the intruder came back and hit him, so he would know the difference between Daryl and Cameron.
Okay. So
right,
they never showed him doing this. Like there's no video, as far as we know. There's no video of him doing this. There should have been.
Could that man have been lying? That sounds so awful.
I think he's lying. I
think the man is lying.
So we don't. Do you think it never?
So I don't think so. This is what I should have said. I don't think that is a mistaken. It was Cameron opposed to Daryl. I just think it was a lie.
Oh, like a fabricated story.
Yeah.
I think it's a whole lie because basically, you notice how everybody started coming in on Darian after the fact of this happening. Before that, nobody was doing anything. Like they weren't doing anything about it. People were like, "Oh, we're gonna drop charges." I don't even believe any of that. But what I'm saying is, if there was this actually did happen, I don't think it was Darian.
Wow.
There's no way on this good green earth that you can make me believe that any granddaddy, anybody would have allowed someone to come into their home, pick up their child, hit them in the face, and you not press charges. I don't care how deranged or sick or off he is.
It does seem very dramatic of a story. Like they come back again, and you like are fine. Like it doesn't make sense. Like what human?
It sounds like a Lifetime movie the way he's making that seem like it happened, but it sounds like more of a movie.
And then another thing, they said the neighborhood was saying he was terrorizing the neighborhood. What if this was you got 13 different people in that home that could have been making all kind of allegations so that they can frame him from the beginning?
Right, that was Cameron and his friend doing that.
Yeah. But we also did hear one of the neighbors that was on the panel say that she's seen Cameron and Daryl together as well. So it's a lot of things that we have to put in as truth. And I do also believe they're trying to fill in a narrative for us as well.
Right. Now I'm I don't know. Now I'm toying with the idea that this whole grandfather alleged previous kidnapping might not have been a thing.
Really happened, huh?
Right, because was it posted in a local newspaper? I heard somewhere maybe it was posted on like a community Facebook or something, but you can just write anything you want.
Yes.
And you can call and make an incident, but if you don't follow up on it, you know what I'm saying? And then later on, you want to press charges against the person.
Wouldn't you do it in the moment when your emotions are high?
No, I would have did it that day after I
That's
beat
what I
the
mean.
mess
Like
out
in the
of him
moment,
for
this
coming to my
happened.
house, period.
Right. This happened. My emotions are high. You did this. You tried to do this. You know.
Right. And another thing,
Yeah.
if it actually did happen, and he tried to push, sorry.
Obsidian Door. How to pronounce your name? Is on the panel.
No, I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I was gonna say is, okay, if it actually happened and he would have pressed, even if he would have pressed charges and said, oh no, I'm gonna go ahead and not press charges, I changed my mind, the state would have taken over that because it's such a serious thing. That is so serious. They would take over that case. They would not allow it to just go away. That was just not gonna happen.
Oh, and then they ran in, as Real Deal mentioned, they happened to randomly bump into each other at a Walmart.
Right. And
I don't know. Now I'm confused, guys. This might not have happened.
Well, it could. Obsidian Door, do you have something to say? You're on the panel. Hello? Obsidian.
They might be, no, they're not muted. Obsidian Dior. We're trying to get your input.
They're on here twice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They'll be down. That's how you can tell their story is made up with a bunch of convenient lies to support their lies. So, I went upstairs because I had to take care of some stuff. I'm taking care of two things at one time. But I was upstairs and I was thinking, I was watching you guys and listening to what you guys are saying. And the receipt that the young lady had gave me, I'm just not finding any merits to it, to be honest with you. And maybe just because I just don't know how to navigate through it, but even just thinking about it, if a call came in at 6:52 over here at Darian's house, and a call was made at 6:53 at their house, I mean, the child was taken. We don't know what time the child was taken. It was some 5 o'clock. The child was found at 6:50.
Right.
Yeah, I tried as well. I couldn't get anything back. I said I was maybe a try later just to see, but I didn't get anything from
Yeah,
the
neither
portal.
did I. Get up. You're talking about the Dallas data, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything either. I looked. I couldn't find anything either.
Yeah. See, and what it looks to me, and I'm just giving you what it looks to me is just some information. So somebody, I don't know. I'm not even gonna say that. I'll leave that alone. Patty.
Hello.
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 You're on the panel.
Yes, I was just wondering if anybody else noticed, because I've been going back and looking at videos and whatnot, but when Carter gets up out of the bed or stands up on the bed, and to me, it seems like he looks outside and like he would have they told them that Cash went outside. So did he see movement out that window? Because to me, it kind of looks like there's movement out that window. When I go back and look at other videos of that house, all I see is bushes out that window, not a tall tree like it looked.
Yeah, I thought it looked like something was blowing outside, but on the other windows, it looks like somebody was out there with a looks like either a camera or something with a flashlight added on there.
When I looked at when Carter comes back in the room and he says, you know, pour cash or get up or whatever people want to say, he says, sounds to me he's saying pour cash, and he stands there and look at the window. It's like he'll get in trouble if he even goes close to the window, or, you know, because the curtain's tore down. So he's looking at somebody doing something out there.
Right. I had sent you what SP. I had texted you a screenshot of what I thought that looked like a person out that window, and to me, that's what it kind of looks like, is there's movement out there. But then also, whenever I seen another video of, I guess, the people in there doing investigation, that short little video that's floating around, I seen that there's one person that was looking out the one window that looked like there was a flash coming through in the night vision video, and I heard them both say something about a shirt. So then I wonder if somebody was not on the side of that house, like taking off evidence. You understand?
Another thing I was thinking, the reason why Carter looked in that window was because he can't reach the other windows. That would be the only window he could reach. By being on that bed, he can see through that window, but he can't see on the other windows. He would have to have some kind of chair or something to, you know, to get up there. So he used that bed to actually be looking out the window, and the only window that was close to the bed is that one window where it looks like something is just waving around, like maybe the wind was blowing or whatever that was outside. I mean, that house was a mess. So
yeah, that's
Or I was
right,
thinking,
and that's why I was thinking that it was like it almost looked like somebody was out there moving, because you can't always see through curtains or whatever clearly, and so I just see movement out that window. But in the day vision video that I see that movement in, I don't see movement in any other window except that one. And when I go look at the other videos and I zoom in closely to that side of the house, all I see is small bushes and a space between the bushes and the house. I don't see nothing tall that would have been blowing to make it look like that. I mean, yeah. I definitely could be wrong, but that keeps catching my eye every single time I go back and look at that video.
Yeah. Also in the night, I'm not sure if I can notice or find any, visible signs that that window was open. Like if that was open and everything's blowing, was it open the night before, or we just think it was closed and like fully closed all the way? Like, I don't know.
No, not blowing inside the house, but blowing outside, like something.
Okay. Oh, not inside. You mean outside. Yeah, outside. Gotcha. Right. Thank you.
No problem.
I think I figured it out.
Okay.
Don't beat me up. I'm going to try my best to give you the right information. So what it is the call that was when they called in the call at 6:52 so many seconds at Monica's house. and they made the call, and it states, if you look that up on Monica's address, it shows the disturbance, but it says no forced entry. Okay, that's just kind of because it says that they kicked in the door. So that's just kind of a little discrepancy on whatever they're saying. But so then, and Darian Brown, so what is thought is that there is like the police, or they said the police and the FBI can only answer really answer that question. But there is a call. It looks like there's a call made to Darian Brown's address, but it wasn't closed. That call wasn't closed. Like, it wasn't cleared until 3:48 the next day. And that has the listing of a out of town firearm with the Bogota Police Department. So they said it doesn't mean that it's a stolen gun, like from a police officer's belt or anything, but they said it might be like the old firearms, and they sell them at the gun shows or whatever. And basically it was traced back. So that gun was traced back to the Bogota Police Department. So when the call was made, when Cash was, when he was missing at 6:52 or whatever call was made for Monica's, there was also, so they think what is being speculated is that the police also opened up, because when she ID'd him, I guess when Monica ID'd Darian as the person that took Cash, they opened up, but they opened it up at the exact same time as the call was made at Monica's. And that was in regards to the gun thing. But that call wasn't cleared, it shows on there, until 3:48 the next day. But it's in regards to recovered firearm, basically.
Okay. So it wasn't a call from Darian's house.
No, it looks like they said if FBI can only what is being said is like they can only really answer why that happened, but it is at the exact same time. It's exact same time. So they probably
actually Monica's
the way it was inputted
is at 6:53.
Yeah, I think it says 6:53. What did I write down here? 6:52 and 23 seconds, and then 6:53 and 58 seconds.
Okay.
I think the one at Darian Brown's address, and that was opened up at within seconds, or but the one at Darian Brown with the recovered firearm.
Why would they open that up at Darian Brown's house at 6:52?
That's exactly that's what I was
at that point they were not even aware that Darian was connected.
Maybe that's when she ID'd him. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
She didn't get up until
she hasn't even reported the child missing at this point.
Well, then there you go. There's another wrench in the whole mess. But that's if you look at the Dallas open data, you'll see that it's the same time, within seconds of each other. But Darian Brown's, so his call, or it looks like it's a call. So however it was inputted in that system, it looks like it's a call that was made. But I'm thinking, my personal opinion is probably they opened it up when she ID'd him or whatever the case may be. They can only really answer why they did it. But it says that it's a recovered firearm, and no drugs were involved, no nothing, no family violence. It says, it has those prompts, and it just says it's a recovered firearm from the Bogota Police Department, but it wasn't closed until the next day at 3:48. So I don't know why, but that's, I guess, another wrench in the mix. But that's what I was trying to.
Right.
Does that do you guys understand?
I'm glad. Well, we're going to get some understanding to some of all this.
So you guys can take it and run with it. I was just trying to share because I care too, and you know what I mean. And if there's something going on in the mix, somebody maybe with a little more smarts than me might maybe decipher it a little bit more. Well,
I'm glad you shared it with us and not scared off and ran off.
No. I recorded it off of my new tablet that I have. I have a Lenovo tablet, so I'm going to send that to you as soon as it downloads. I'll send it to your phone. Okay. So then, and it's clear. It's not blurry or anything. It's beautiful. So you can reference it. So I hope it was more clarity than when I came in all mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
And I thank you. But I have one question to see if you can answer in honesty. When they recovered the firearm, was it supposedly have been stolen?
It says that it doesn't say stolen. It says, hold on, let me turn the volume down and I'll rewind it here. So I don't, let's see. It says, I didn't write that down, but I have it right here. So let's see. It says, where does it say it? Responding, let's see. It's a incident number, or it says incident date created. Let me see. Hold on. Let me rewind it a little bit more. It says investigations. Let's see. Come on.
So you got somebody in the chat says, so someone stole police.
It actually shows it on the data. So, but it's what it's saying. It's that, however, it was inputted in this system that's public knowledge. That's what it's saying. But it doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't say that it was a stolen. Like if it's stolen from, it doesn't say like if he stole it from like an actual police officer. But it is traced back to is what it's saying is it's traced back to the Bogota or however you pronounce it police department. So it's a gun from the police department, but it might be an old firearm that maybe got resold, you know what I mean, through maybe a gun dealer or a gun show or something
like on
that.
the street.
So it just seems, I don't know, it just seems a little weird to me too that
I just asked that question because the chat keeps stating that Darylyn's stepfather was a police officer.
Oh, yeah,
why
that's what they keep saying. Yep, you're right.
Did we ever get a name on this man to look up anything about him?
No,
we never did get a name on his stepfather.
I'll make that my homework tonight.
Yes, we know his name.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
is it true that he is in law enforcement?
No.
Oh, so that's another lie?
There's so much.
Well, I don't think it's a lie. I think it's a rumor and people's running
a rumor.
off.
Okay.
Yeah.
A game of telephone. I got it.
With him, it's not really like his stepfather. It's more like, mama's boyfriend or whatever.
A man in his life in some way.
And so, when you start dealing with other people and then digging into their stuff, tearing up their life, this is not his child. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's right. You're absolutely right. Ryan, you're right. Thank you.
So it says, let's see, it says burglary, of habitation, no forced entry. So that's from Monica's house. And that was done at 6:52. There's a lot of numbers on there. So like I said, I have adult ADHD. So I'm going to send it to you and you guys can, there's all the numbers kind of.
And it says 6:52. She called it
6:50. So 6:52 and 23 seconds was from Monica's house on May 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one from Darian's is 6:53 and 58 seconds on May 15th. So it's like
that's the total opposite than what I've got. Monica's house is 6:53 and Darian's house.
Well, maybe I wrote it. I might have reversed them, but I have both. I wrote it down, but I have it kind of mixed up. But 6:58 and 58 seconds and 6:52 and 23 seconds. So one of each houses, but it's within seconds of each other. Right. But Darian's the call supposedly quote unquote it wasn't closed until 3:48 the next day. The call wasn't cleared. It says.
And if it was cleared and there was no charges, then the gun thing was just
a diversion.
Because this could be a call that they're, you know what I'm saying, making around the same time when they did that call and hung up. All of this could be ways.
They're trying to put everything together, trying to put puzzle pieces together that maybe shouldn't be going together.
Or trying to make sense of it. They're not, because they're not as smart as they think they are. So I'm just trying to put it all together now to try to figure out what was the reason for that call if they closed the case without it leading to anything.
Yeah, it doesn't say any violence. It doesn't say any family incident, no drugs, no gangs.
I don't understand. You guys are talking about these phone calls when everybody was asleep.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's inputted in the public data system. That's what it's saying. Maybe to fool us.
Monica and everybody in that house was asleep.
That's what she said.
Well, she's saying that
maybe that hang up call caused them to, I don't know. They opened up a call at Darian's address at within seconds of that call. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I'm trying.
Does it say who made the call?
No, it doesn't. It's
okay.
But I mean,
I'm
it has a
just
lot of
scared.
information. It says burglary, but it says at that time, and then the call was cleared at Monica's at, let's see.
What does it mean when a call is cleared? What does that mean? Like the situation was checked on?
They're probably done doing the investigation,
So you
or
get a call for service, and then whenever a police arrive on the scene and checks it out, then they clear that call. So if there was
Okay,
no
gotcha.
arrests were made or nothing, then it just cleared. It led to nothing. That's what
Thank
it's
you.
basically saying.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
so that's what I have. So I'm downloading it now, and I will send it to SP, and then I'll let the Miss Boss the Boss Mama. You can you
I'm
choose
not the boss,
you do
mama.
the say so. That's why I call in. So that, you're good. It's a good filter and a good sounding board. You know what I mean? So that things aren't just spewed out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I will send it to you as soon as it's done downloading, and then whatever it goes from there, it goes from there. So just know that I care, and you know what I mean.
We'll get some clarity on all of that stuff.
Right. So regardless of who it is, but I think the right people need to be, you know what I mean, held accountable. No matter who it is,
Right.
So maybe they're trying to be little tricksters and try to throw some little wrenches to
Yeah.
mess us because it's under public data. So maybe that's just to try to confuse us. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that stuff is not correct, but you just have to ask the officer, what does this mean and what does that mean?
Right,
And
right. That's what I'm saying. They probably can only explain it, but are they going to really tell us? You know what I mean? Like, well,
Right.
we're not officers of the law. We're not, you know what I mean? We're not their kin. So who knows? You know what I mean? There's always shady McShadersons no matter where you go.
I'm pretty sure they'll explain as much as they possibly can.
There's probably a reason for it, but I just wanted to give that information, and I'll send it to you, and then you can do what you want, do what you will.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys take care.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
So
I'm going to we're gonna close this in about 30 minutes.
Okay.
So whatever you guys got to talk about, get it on out. And definitely, if you have questions that you want someone to try to look into or whatever, when we're talking to the officials, when we're talking to investigators, when we're down there talking to neighbors, please put it out there.
Okay, well, my theory, again, and it's just a theory, but let's suppose that something, maybe Cash got into something. Let's just suppose that he got into something.
I keep thinking that too as well.
And initially, when they realized it, someone panicked, picked up the phone to call 911, and then they were like, no, we need to get our story straight. Hang up call. Now they're trying to figure out how to make whatever happened look other than how it happened. And they were not counting on Matthew throwing the cameras out there. They weren't really counting on that. But because whoever dressed in their little uniform, in their little costume, whether it was DB or it was Cameron or whoever it might have been, in all that white that we see in the night vision, they were able to get by with this call. Like, I just really believe that something occurred and was discovered at that 6:53 call. But they also, like, the first thing you do when something happens is pick up the phone to call 911. But in the midst of that, somebody else was having the realization that if you call them now, we're all going to get in trouble. Because we don't even have our stories collaborated.
That's a good point. With so many people in the house, frequently, who knows?
Yeah.
Did someone try and call because they felt bad, felt something.
Or they called to cover themselves, make it like they actually called when they really didn't. It was a hang-up call. It wasn't even like, hey, we need help, nothing. It was just like, call, click.
Would the police try to call them back or show up if that happens?
Usually they would, but if Monica answered the phone, she could have easily been the one that said, oh, everything's good, thank you, or whatever. But
I feel, isn't it like their duty to still come out?
Well, apparently
Even if it was like a
that's
prank
one of
call
the
or something.
apparently one of the issues that this community had with the police was the fact that it took them so long to get to that location.
Yeah.
That sometimes they did not even bother coming.
Yeah, like they put them on hold, correct? They would put them on hold and they wouldn't wait or something. Maybe that's what happened.
Exactly. One of the things they brought up at that town hall meeting was the fact that even though they called the police 8 times, they might have only gotten a physical response 2 out of the 8 times.
Yeah.
I can
but then what I'm
attest.
saying, they called and hung up because they already knew that they don't answer their calls. They literally put people on hold. So they're like,
I don't
okay,
know.
well, we'll just play it off and call, and then we know that they're not going to get it. So boom, that's it.
And you know what this brings me back or questions my mind? They kept stating that they was getting a whole lot of calls about him. You know, I'm wondering like who were making the calls. Like me, I'm starting to thinking that this might have been premeditated and they were setting it all up, you know, from the beginning, or, you know, because it doesn't make sense, which means that if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. So we got to try to figure out what was these people thinking to try to pass this off. Or I mean, at the end, I may be totally wrong, and Daryl Brown may have done all of this himself. But what I stand by is that this does not make sense. It is senseless. And if someone was just going to kill somebody, why take them away to kill them? Just kill them right there.
Right, because that person in that mindset is acting on an impulse. Their impulse, their mind is something is telling them to hurt somebody, you know?
Or maybe instead of everybody saying like how stiff he was, could he have maybe been in a vegetative state? Like he might have hit his head, like somebody tried to hit him or swung at him and he hit his head, and he was just in a vegetative state where he's
I
not
think
moving.
we know for certain that he did suffer, unfortunately, from stab wounds of, you know, many of those.
No, I mean prior to.
Right. I think we'll have to wait for the autopsy results to confirm. Then once those results come out, we can either stay on the path we're on in terms of speculating what happened, or those results are going to take us on a whole new path, depending on what is revealed.
Yeah, that's true.
Because let's say there was some drug or other substance in his system. When did it get there? How did it get there? Why is it there? Was it accidental? Was it intentional?
Yeah.
Did he have any other injuries sustained that evening, or any evidence of previously sustained injuries to show any other possible abuse that may or may not have happened? I really am hoping that once that comes out, I hope that we're allowed to know information on it as the public, and hopefully that will, again, it'll be like our GPS. Which path are we going down?
Yeah. So maybe they could have easily shook him. Somebody could have easily shook him to the point where he got brain damage.
Yeah.
And that could have made him almost dead. And that's where they were able to go ahead and stab and get blood out of him.
You know what? I almost believe that even before they took him out of the bed, he was already. I think he had either got a hold to something happened, and they put that baby in the bed. And if you look at when his brother came back and got in that bed, that child did not move an inch.
Mm.
Then when when the guy took him out of that bed, he was just, yeah, and it's like, I better get him out of here because I don't want them to, they thought that maybe if they get him out of here and take him somewhere else, it could look like it happened somewhere else. So my thought and hope is that when they do the autopsy, that they will find out what's in his system, because he was just too limp. His twin, when he came into that room, that boy moved. I mean, when that baby got in that bed with his brother, he didn't move a muscle. He never moved at all. And then when the guy came in there and threw the cover off of him, I guess I know, when you throw covers off of somebody, they're gonna be or moving, or they might not wake completely up, but they're gonna do a little shoulder roll or be feeling for that cover.
Yeah.
And especially if he was wet, he's cold, so he's looking for cover. So I believe.
Yeah, the other baby moved.
Yeah, that's the one that moved. But the one that they carried out of there, he did not move. He didn't move when his brother got in that bed. He did not move.
So you thinking he done got into something, or they gave him something?
I believe that either he got a hold to something there, and even if he didn't get a hold of, somebody did something to that child, and they put that child in that bed, and that's how it already, when they had to come up with a story, because the room already looked like it was just staged.
They could have said, like, oh, go sleep it off, or, oh, let's just put him to bed. And
a lot of them, they mess with that meth and that fentanyl. See, that stuff will kill you. So they figure, because if your child or anybody in your care like that get caught, I mean, either pass away from, you're held for manslaughter or whatever, because those were your drugs.
Even
so
through
so we
school.
don't, yeah. So we really don't know what he got a hold to, but whatever, either they hit him or they shook him, or he was already pretty much out of it when they came and got him.
I was told through school that even if you, like, God forbid, you found some type of paraphernalia, don't touch it. We are all given gloves, because even if you didn't ingest it or breathe it, inhale it, even if I believe it's fentanyl, even if you touch it, it will absorb into your skin and go into your bloodstream and kill you.
Because when the paramedics come, and if they know that something is somebody's messing with fentanyl, they have gloves and everything on. Because
so did he just, like, touch it by accident?
He could have touched something.
An accident.
Because I don't believe they was keeping their eye on them kids like that. And if you think about how that room that they claimed that they were sleeping in or this is where they slept this time or that time, however they put it, that when they was telling the story, the whole thing was that he went through here, he did this, he did that, this door, and then they showed that the the garage door, it's being held up by a chain. So you gonna put two babies back there? you gonna put two babies back there instead of your big son that can fend for himself.
Another thing is, you notice how Carter stepped where his head would have been,
Yeah,
and he supposedly like he didn't move.
right.
Don't you think Carter would have noticed when he stepped on his head, or watch where he was going? You know what
I'm
I'm
telling
saying?
you, that baby was already probably induced with something, or he was he wasn't all the way there, and that's why they had to take him out of there to make it look like he was hurt somewhere else and did that stabbing. I just got that feeling that that's what's gonna come up.
Do we know for certain if the alleged protective services someone was coming? Is that for sure? Is there any evidence, any receipts to prove that there was indeed someone from CPS coming to check on alleged neglect, abuse? Is that confirmed for sure? Because that could possibly lead to motive.
Cheryl, I've heard the rumor, but I haven't seen any receipts that could prove that.
Thank you, Zan. But
Um,
that's what we've been
yeah,
hearing.
that is what we've been hearing a lot of. I
Right.
did want to comment on what you and Miss Barbara said about the fentanyl was definitely absolutely correct. That it's highly potent and it can be absorbed through the skin just by touching it, especially a small child could just touch the smallest amount and it would be too much for their system.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep thinking back to the young man uh, that wrote the song to Cash on Instagram, Huncho Band. Well, he didn't write the song to Cash, but he wrote the song to DB about Cash.
Oh wow, that's new to me, Zan. I'm not aware of any of that.
I heard it.
Yeah, it's on Instagram,
Okay.
and his name is Honcho Bands, uh, Bans, no D on the end. And one of the things that he says is, when he's talking to DB, he says to Cassius Killer, and he says, "Were you mad because we were making money?"
Yeah.
And
Another thing.
that
And this
makes
is
me
directed
feel
to DB. This song was
the
like
song
a message
that
to him, so to speak.
this,
Did you hear some of his lyrics? It sounded like something that Cameron had said when he was talking with that interview too.
no, I didn't. What did he say?
That part when he was saying, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that to him. Remember he said
Right,
that?
right. Yes.
That's he said that. I heard it on the rap.
Oh, it was
That's why
rap.
it's like they talking
I
to the
don't know.
killer. They're talking to Cameron, not Darion.
Oh my, I don't know. I don't know. That would have to be, we'd have to be looking into that. I don't know.
Instead of rapping about it, why are you not talking to the police about it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would have to say that in this particular instance, if that is not Darion on the first photo on the night vision, that they definitely have everyone fooled because even Cameron's friends appear to think that that is Darion.
Yeah, of course. He's gonna tell them, hey, make sure you say that it's him. You can tell it's not Darion on the first one. There's so many features of Cameron on there, it's unfunny. It's like an X-ray of Cameron. It's not Darion. And another thing is, I believe that Carter and Cash were separated that night to sleep alone because they took Cash and put him in that bed by himself. And I think Carter found him and went to that bed that he laid in.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Maybe if
Because why
something
would they put
did
why would
happen,
they
like,
put them
oh, we're gonna
together?
put him back here, he's gonna go to sleep. We're gonna check on him later, and like we'll deal with you later. Just go back here, go to sleep. Or I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
More like,
And then
oh, we're gonna put him in the bed. We don't want to put them together. We're gonna separate him because he's, he might be passed away or whatever. So they want to separate them. That's why he said they slept there that night. He should have said he slept there that night, but Carter found him, and that's why he said they slept there that night. Could be that. Because why would you put why would you put another child with another child that's not alive? That's just cruel as hell. I can't see him. I mean, I can't see them being that evil. If they're that evil, they definitely need to be put to death.
And then also, what about the grandfather already saying that he was touched?
Yes.
yeah.
How would you know
You
that?
need to talk to them.
Before the police didn't say that.
Or is that just a past experience that you know
that they was
happened
doing.
and you did nothing about it?
Right.
Or might have been
Because
the
that's
one
not
doing
okay
it.
either.
Or he might have been the one doing it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
To potentially push
Put it on somebody else.
right. Oh, snap. Like maybe they're gonna find evidence of that.
Yes.
And then
They had to put it out there already.
oh, snap.
Wait, find evidence of what, Cheryl? I didn't get it.
SA and maybe the
grandfather
doer of that SA was living in the home and they did not want the blame on them. So, oh yeah, he was da 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 da. Like you already know he was because maybe you knew about it, or maybe you did it. But when you examine him, you're gonna find maybe you can find past trauma of that on the body. Is
yes,
that true?
you can.
Thank you, SP. Thank you.
Yes, you
So,
can.
hey, you're gonna find that on this little boy's body. Oh, but it happened that night. I don't know. Wow.
Did it? That covers his butt from being told and seeing that he did it, unless he leaves some kind of evidence that it was him.
Right.
I don't think it's something just happened that night. I think this was prolonged and just carried out that night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean his SA or his
just the incident
leaving the world?
Yeah.
Multiple.
Okay.
Multiple, probably.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's why I'm sitting back. I'm saying they haven't came up with charges yet. Why not?
Why not?
Because
it's more. It's way bigger than their minds are blown. Like mind blown emoji. Like times 50.
They want to blame this person. They don't want to say all the other stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
Because
Until they
know
got
they don't point to that person.
Hook, line, and sinker, like without a doubt.
They got to get
they're not going to tell the right hand what the left hand is doing.
Yes.
That part. Yeah.
Yep, that part is right. Yes.
Wow.
And you give somebody enough, you give them enough rope, they're going to hang themselves.
Yes.
They're going to hang their own self. They already did. But I don't know why they ain't got them, but they're going to hang themselves.
Because now all of a sudden, why Monica don't want to talk no more? You know?
Right. And she was telling her
talk
story
so
and
bad.
videotaping her and come in my dusty, crusty house. And
Why now you hush hush? So
right.
Who'da said Keith Harrison gives them 3 seconds to explain what happened next.
What? Okay, let's go there. I know I'm on a time limit, SP, so don't hate me. But what could possibly have occurred in 3 seconds? 3 seconds is quick, y'all.
a hand
Turned around.
What?
Turned
Oh,
around
another
with that
body,
baby.
another person.
Yeah.
That's got to be it.
Because why would Monica right now go get an attorney? You're not under arrest. You're supposed to not even be a suspect. Why would you go get an attorney?
And that,
and that is confirmed. Like, that's for sure. She did get one.
Yes, I seen that.
Yeah.
And she went silent. She lawyered up on y'all. First, she wanted to show y'all that video. Come on in here. He calls me mommy. Now she zip lip. Why you so quiet now, baby girl?
Somebody's gonna be calling her something else in prison.
I know some people were like, she's getting her attorney for all these YouTubers. No, she's not getting no attorney for YouTubers.
No, what are we gonna do to her? I don't even live in the state.
And you know the funny thing about it is,
Tony told her to zip it because you might incriminate yourself. You're not.
More than she did.
Exactly. I do believe that somebody was impersonating some of the family members, writing some stuff down on Facebook, but it got them angry.
Yep.
Yeah, you could easily make somebody's account with their name in it. Easy.
Yeah.
Put information out there. Look at all those pictures that are out there. They could have added all those pictures that they had from the Google.
Right.
Doesn't take much to do it.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much to do it.
Yeah.
So when we think they're gonna get her? Soon?
Oh, they're gonna be.
We really don't want it fast because we want.
No, I know. It's gotta be right. It's gotta be right. Slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly.
You know, one of the things that you had asked earlier, Cheryl, was what charges that did we think that they might charge Monica with?
Right.
And I would say that she would be tampering with evidence just by releasing those videos.
Oh, for money, nonetheless. I can't even speak.
Exactly.
Something that exploitive to a child for money, you got bad intentions.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Patty K.
Instead of going to the news with it like a normal person would, she went straight to somebody that's going to put money in her pocket so she can go get some more of that meth.
The way she said meth.
Meth. Drugs.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
I don't know. Does Cameron have a lawyer?
Probably.
He was in the video, did the Daily Mail and all that too.
I think he's kind of, representing the family.
Yeah, it's not going to be just,
It's not just Monica.
Okay. I thought you meant tried to say Cameron was representing the family. I was gonna say he's not doing a very good job.
No.
He can't even represent his
he's doing a bad PR move, if you ask me.
Right.
Exactly, Tracy. If Cameron doesn't have a lawyer, he better get one.
Well, what they normally do after that, when they figure out who did what, then they give them separate lawyers, and then the lawyer tell them, "Well, I think you better go on and go against your mother," or "I think you better go."
Yeah, they want to.
Who would crack first?
Monica, because she gonna need some stuff.
Well, Monica, I think Monica would crack first because she doesn't have a heart. Like, I'm telling you, I believe that when it comes out, she's gonna be associated with her boyfriend, first husband, his attempted suicide. I just believe she's a demon child, and that this is not the first time that she's done something like this, and it's just the first time she's gonna get caught.
I feel like if Cameron knows some of her deepest, darkest secrets, he's going to expose her.
I think Cameron has been taken up for his mother for some time now.
Right, and I think it's going to be, the pressure is going to be too much for him. You get him in the room with a right interrogator, that pressure is going to be too much for him. And I think he might cave first.
Yeah.
Okay.
But someone's going to.
Well, I think when Friday gets here, things is going to change.
This Friday?
Yeah.
Dang, I'll be at a wedding.
I give it to this Friday.
Save the live. Do not. I will be at a wedding. I want to come back.
We locking it down, Cheryl. We locking it
You
down.
come on. I'm asking. Y'all waited for me tonight to get to my room. You got to save it for me on Friday.
You better do like I do. I be riding with my phone. I don't care. I don't care
I'll
where
be
I'm
at the
at.
wedding with my earbud
That's
in.
why I keep going in and out, in and out.
Yeah. So you guys
You're gonna have to
know
go
that-
to the bathroom. You're gonna have to go to the bathroom and talk to us, Cheryl. That's all you're gonna have to do. And find a corner. You got to find a corner. So they dancing over there, but
Oh my goodness, you do not want me to call in. I might be having some juice.
Right.
I got a picture. I got a picture for you guys to see. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but Monica looks like a pure evil person. Look at this. Let's see. Where's it at? I'm trying to figure out how to do
I'm
this.
just praying right now. Everybody be covered, nothing be transferred before we see this.
Amen. Thank you, Jesus.
There you go.
Oh, you got to pull it down a little bit.
We just see the legs.
Yeah, bring the phone down.
Oh, we've seen that picture.
Oh, hold on. I want to see it again.
I don't see it. Oh, wait, I don't want to see. Ooh,
That's
no.
her?
But
whoa, who is that?
The girl that you're seeing, Monica's got her back turned. That's
Oh, who's the
Monica's
girl?
daughter.
Oh.
That's Monica's daughter?
That's Monica's daughter that you're looking at. Monica's in the blue dress.
Oh my gosh, she looks like her mother.
Yeah, she does.
Goodness, Obsidian Dior said Pam going to be like, man, mom, I'll write you, but you know what you did? I don't feel safe and I want to be a rapper and dad to my child. My goodness. Oh my gosh. Goodness.
You need to, y'all wrong. Poor baby.
Oh man. Gosh.
Yeah, they're gonna accumulate enough information to get them real good, like hard.
But I think like we just come to this case started out as something that they thought was going to be easy breezy, throw the book at him, boom, peace out, clink clink, you're done. And now it's turning into something that they're like, what?
Yeah, because the evidence was found that they.
Yup.
Well, from what I found out, I mean, I live here in Texas, and I was looking at some stuff. They brought some stuff out of that house. Did y'all not see the videos where they were bringing stuff out of Monica's house?
Right.
I mean, come on now. If you got stuff in your house pertaining to, why are they? First off, they're not going to bring anything out that they don't think should be used, right?
Come on now.
Right.
Hey, you see what I'm saying? And then if even if somebody come in somebody come up in here like I think this that they're gonna take it. They'll do that. You see what I'm saying? So for them taking what they did take out of her house, that's enough. Hey, drop the mic. That's all I got to say.
And then not only that, they got to go to a judge and get a warrant. See, they just can't walk in there and do it. So they had enough.
They did.
Evidence.
They did.
Had enough,
Yeah,
they had enough evidence to go in there to the judge and say, we got to go boom, boom, boom in here and get this stuff. So that's why they was able to go in there and get it, because she could have said, you're not coming in my house.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
They went to the judge, and the judge said, go get it.
Question everything says like
and that's when it came up, you better get a lawyer.
Like the
right, because they found what they found in there. I mean, that's enough for anything. You see what I'm saying? You got stuff in your house that's questionable. Come on now.
But is it confirmed that they found the bloody tissue at Monica's house? Or
that's what I seen. Yeah, the video I watched too had it on there on the search warrant.
Wait,
someone said
he's gonna wants to
you had it on the search warrant that they found the knife at Monica's house?
That's what
item or whatever they said.
There was a bloody rug. There was a bloody napkin and there was a knife. That's what was on there.
So was this a news station that brought that out recently?
I will definitely send it to you, SP.
Okay.
I think I already did. Because at the time
Yeah,
when
we
it
wanna-
happened, I
we
was
wanna
looking
get-
at it. I
yes, we do want to get clarification on that, because that does make a big difference where we don't have to be thinking about all this other stuff. Because
Yeah,
if there's
that's
a
right.
bloody
there's actually a news clip where you can see pulling the rug out. It's a
And well,
news
where was
scene.
this
They're
rug?
pulling the rug out of the house. Yes, they said there was a given and they've gotten a rug. And I remember seeing it and I sent it. You know what I mean? I sent that as soon as I seen it. You got to look in your stuff, SP. I sent it to
Do we
you.
know which room of the
Oh,
house
I'm off.
this room came from?
I'm off. Sorry.
It's okay.
Hold on, let me go back out and come back in.
I don't think they said anything about
No, I think that was me.
the rug came from, but for me watching a bunch of ESP, not ESP, what's it called, CSI and stuff, when they take out a rug, people actually will clean the rug, but if they pull up the rug, you'll see blood at the bottom. So
That's right.
They used it out for that reason. There's blood.
Oh. Somebody was saying that, hold on. Again, they heard it on another, or they saw it, heard it on another channel, but someone also is saying allegedly, possibly, theoretically, there are bloody towels, or there were bloody towels that were found in Monica's washing machine.
I heard that too.
I'm gonna leave, ladies. I keep messing up.
That's the video. That's on the same video. They said that about the washing machine. That same video, they'll say it says it on there. It's written down and it says exactly that.
Okay. Okay, you guys, we're gonna close this out. You guys, you know what though? There's a channel called Taking It to the Street. They only got one person over there. If you want to join me, I'm gonna go over there and raid over there. Let's go over there and show them some love. I don't know. They're playing some music over there. There's some boys over there playing some music over there. The link, I'll put the link in the chat. You guys, do you guys see it? That's what I'm finna head to. I'm finna go see what they're doing over there. Taking It to the Street. They always go live, but I only see 1 or 2 people over there. Let's go show some love. All right, you guys.
All right, bye. See you there.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Good night. See you on the next
Bye,
one.
everybody.
Bye-bye. Let's go rate it, you guys.
I'm over there on the other.
All right, family. Let's go rate them and see what they talking about. I'll put it back in the chat one more time before we get over there, because I can't find it. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.